There we go. Now it's live proper. Alright. It is way too hot in my house right now. I'm never going to remember any of the things I needed to remember. This is all going to come into a giant disaster, but why not? I guess let's just get the show on the road. I'm sure we have lots of things to cover. Unless you all die in like 15 minutes. It'll be a very short and abrupt ending. But previously on Dungeons and Dragons, the party, hunkering down in the depths of whatever you want to call it, Tomb of the Nine Gods.
Tomb of whatever.
The Tomb of what? The Tomb of I don't even know. Tomb of I don't even know at this point. Most of the party, minus Dusty, hunkered down, trying to get some sleep after being completely exhausted and just run to the bone. They got hints from the little dolls that Pyro's hanging out with that the Strawberry Banana Witch, which they figured out meant Strahd von Zarovich, was coming. And indeed he did. And Dusty found himself waking up in a cage. The same cage that Jafar had woken up in previously, that had escaped from. And he was confronted by Strahd, who seemed to want the same things that they did, conveniently. In that the one thing he coveted in the entire world, Tatiana, her soul, after escaping from Barovia, ended up just getting sucked into the Soulmonger. So, womp womp. So he decided that he basically made Dusty a deal. It's like, I want to kill you and your friends, like, real bad, but I won't if you fix it. Fix the thing, I won't kill you guys. Dusty was like, okay, deal. Okay. And so Dusty escaped, caught back up with his friends. They all reconvened, headed downstairs, and were put through the trials of the trials of the 5 geometric shapes, we'll call it, so that they could unlock the skeleton door and gain access to the Soulmonger beyond. They got through all 5 trials, opened the door, and found waiting for them a giant triangular-shaped room with a huge glass vial suspended by 3 adamantine struts, and hovering over it, a giant death god fetus thing. It was super cool and friendly looking, and it's not at all creepy.
It's misunderstood.
A little bit. So, as you entered the room and sort of stood at the stairs, kind of gawking in terror at this thing, Wacky began to cast Death Ward. I believe she cast it on Jafar?
It was on
Jez.
Oh, it was on Jez, that's right. So on Cass. And that seemed to garner the attention of the Atropol. And that means it's time to roll initiative.
Time to scroll really far and find our characters.
Yeah, trying to find my character. Can you just...
Death,
Yeah, never
baby. Yeah. Wow.
That 8.
This is going as well as I expected.
It's much more baby looking on the little
Well,
map.
at least I get to cast another spell before you leave me.
Death Baby's gonna
Oh
roll
my
his
god,
initiative.
you guys rolled like shit.
Wow.
Started off the day strong.
Somehow
79.
I rolled a 4. Probably because it's one of the options on the dice.
Sort numerically by descending. Oops. I broke it.
I hope it doesn't have fireball.
Why? Because it gets to go second? So, Wacky, you're up. As a reminder... Shit, I don't have that page open. As a reminder... you have crumbling balconies overlooking a pool of lava, which is 20 foot below the sort of main balcony at the north end of the room. above which suspended an enormous crystal cylinder held in place by 3 adamantine struts with wraith-like forms swirling inside the cylinder and otherworldly screams hanging in the air. 4 long, writhing tentacles sprout from the cylinder's cap, and a shriveled monstrosity the size of an elephant floats near the cylinder, its body wet and malformed, its arms and legs atrophied, and its oversized head drips black goo. The creature is attached to the cylinder by a twisted umbilical cord.
And for my
all of
action-
your gods were like... Most of
Right.
them were like, just die in honorous battle. Except for Ijin's like, get to the other side of the room to go check out that portal. Like on the
Go
other
look
side.
at the door.
Go look at that big thing that has an exit sign over it at the back. Go check that out. That looks cool.
Well, for my action, I'm just gonna cast Death Ward on Jafar.
Yep. So
I'm gonna stay here.
You're all basically hanging out at probably towards the bottom of the stairs, essentially.
Oh, towards
Um,
the bottom.
Yeah, you guys are basically you're just all kind of hanging out right here. You didn't
I'm
You
gonna
didn't really
move
go. You didn't really go into
here
the
then.
room or do anything. You just kind of gawked at it and started casting spells and got its attention.
I'm gonna go stand in front of this alcove then.
Sure.
As my movement.
Sure.
And that'll be all.
I'm gonna say Death Baby's there, so. I don't actually remember what Death Baby can do. So
He just goes and goes. And that was his turn.
you see the Death Baby kind of just sort of stretch out like a just gnarled, withered hand and kind of point at Charon as he kind of starts streaking off like along the balcony, and you just hear it just mama, and an ice beam shoots out of its withered claw-like finger. 27 versus AC.
Yeah, I think it hits.
Oh, it's actually way more than that. It was actually 30 versus AC. Oh my.
Yeah, it might hit then.
Oh my. That was actually...
Can I move my character down like towards the thing so I don't have to drag the map up every single time?
I mean, I guess so, but you'll probably get lost in the darkness.
I mean, it's already in the darkness.
You
Oh, but
you
we
probably
can't
aren't
drag
you
our
probably
characters
aren't
there.
going to be...
Oh, you're not able to click and drag it because it's surrounded by others. Okay, fine. That's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine.
You don't have to click on it to cast your spells or anything. Just for initiative.
Yeah, it's just
Well,
the only
also for
reason...
health.
Yeah.
Easier to just
Well,
minus
if you have your
health.
character sheet open.
It's easier to minus health from there. You just type minus number, enter.
Whatever. I don't know how to do your fucking fancy
26
shit.
cold damage.
26! Okay.
Yeah,
Go
it's,
your character,
it's
click.
its cold ray strikes you in the shoulder, and you just see it just start to like crystallize and frost over. You're filled
I
with
hate
pain.
I hate.
That is going to be the end of the Death Baby's first turn. Jez.
Let's see. I'm going to cast a spell, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I don't know if I know. I don't have a character sheet.
You two.
Like halfway through everything.
Do.
Okay. And it's not on this page. Spider climb. Lets me walk on walls and anything, really.
Okay.
But instead I'm just gonna walk on the floor. And I'm gonna walk
That seems like a really boring use of spider climb.
no. The other option is to get above it and then just fall into the lava. But I'd rather just walk with a more short foot. And I'll walk across the beam.
Yep. Yeah, the beams are like 5 feet wide. You don't really have any trouble walking across it. I'm not to the point of requiring a check or anything like that to make your way across.
I'm gonna I'm gonna make an attack as soon as I get to, like, the Vat of Souls, or whatever it's called. The Monger.
Soulmonger?
That's
Possibly.
the Monger of Souls.
Unless it's the Soulmonger. It's hard to tell.
I don't know.
There is
Mongers usually
there is a
things.
big glass
There's no-
thing that has lots of ghostly, souly looking things swirling about in it.
We know what we're trying to kill the machine, I think. Or what we were sent to destroy. But I will...
It's not exactly clear. It was never
Yeah.
it was never clear what the Soulmonger was, whether it was a device or a creature.
Either way, I'm gonna smack the thing that this baby's attached to get its attention.
Perhaps some kind of check that allow you to figure out what this strange baby thing is. So you're trying to attack the
Vat to see if I can
the
get
vat?
its attention first.
Okay, so yeah, you just cling into the, and it just kind of repels, like, whatever this thing seems to be made out of seems to be, like, nigh indestructible, at least to your pitiful scimitar.
Oh, darn.
You just kind of cling off of it.
I got it, don't worry.
Then, can I walk around it to attack the baby?
Sure. If you still got some movement left, you probably do. Can you only move 30 feet?
I got 30 feet in the movement, yeah.
Yeah, I would say from sort of bottom of the
Oh, wait,
stairs.
Spider Climb was my main attack, so that would have been my bonus action attack.
Yeah,
So I won't have any attacks.
You
anyways.
could probably get to within like 5-10 feet of it. You don't think you're going to be able to quite make it over, like, to within reach of the baby.
Just for safety's
You
sake, I'll try to
baby.
get to the next strut.
Sure. I'll say you can get to the next strut.
Surprisingly, I have a fear of falling into something.
So in response to something attacking, trying to get at the Soulmonger, you see a tentacle. One of the tentacles kind of sticking out of the top of this thing, just sort of writhe around and thrust itself at you. And I can't read that because it's way over there. Is a 21 gonna hit you?
That is my AC.
I'm gonna cut it down.
Nice one.
It works though.
It works
I
though.
thought he had to be within like 10 feet or so of you.
30? Or something like that.
Because thing whack. Didn't you say you were like moving way across the balcony?
60.
Oh, it goes 60? Okay, because I remember you having. I remember.
Yeah,
range...
60 feet. I
Oh,
just need
okay.
to be able to see him.
Well, that is
Yeah,
fine.
Bardic Inspiration.
So you feel the tentacle kind of wrap around you and try to lift you off the strut that you're standing on, and you're able to kind of just wriggle free, and it kind of just pulls up and up out of your way over your head. Dusty.
Well, we're gonna see if it's resistant to fire.
Okay.
What are we going for first? The apple or the longer?
You have no problem hitting it, and the fire damage seems to strike home as it takes some damage. Do I have a spot to write damage down? Where is your damage? 11 damage. Whee!
That was against the baby, right?
Where?
Baby. Yeah, this big amorphous blob baby mound of flesh floating in the air is not terribly difficult to hit. It doesn't seem to
Where
really
am
be
I right now
dodging.
on the map?
You guys were all basically in the bottom of the stairs,
Okay, I want to
sort of
scoot.
clustered together when you
I'm
started
gonna scoot
combat.
right here. That's where I am now.
You just scooch over towards where Wacky was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's the point of these corners? I don't see any structural good reason for the corners.
Which
I
corners?
have no idea what to do on my turn.
I don't know what corners you're talking about.
talking about
like this.
these.
And,
Oh,
yeah.
that's just the way. It's just the room. It's
I
the
know,
way
but-
the room was designed.
But I feel like it makes
It
no
helps
sense.
channel the dark energies necessary with the rituals and the something and the hoo-ha.
Yeah.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Oh, sorry, that was Dusty. Jafar.
Done.
I will cast haste on myself,
Bullshit.
and may as well do it now because it's a bonus. I will also shadow touch,
Yep.
and then I'll move. I'll get to like here, like the base of the strut.
Okay. Yeah, you see like a big metal clamp thing that the strut sort of feeds into where it's attached to the concrete.
And that's it.
Mm-hmm. Charon, is your turn.
So you said there were tentacles coming out of the Soulmonger?
Yep. Big old tentacles. Writhing around, doing stuff.
I'm gonna try to target one of them with a moonbeam.
Moonbeam!
Do the tentacles even have health? Oh, yes. They are huge! I guess he doesn't really have a constitution, those tentacles, so I'm just going to say it automatically fails. So you scorch one of the tentacles, and it just kind of starts going nuts. And like chunks of it are kind of burned away, but it still seems to be intact enough that it could still do some nasty things. T1, 2, T3, T4. I'm gonna call that T1.
Oh, you know what? I'm just close enough. I'm gonna use my bonus to give Jafar Bardic Inspiration,
Okay.
and that'll be my turn.
That is also 60 feet.
So I don't know what it's going to do. So you see the death baby kind of cock its head back and start like just choking, and just kind of sounds like it's coughing up a hairball like a cat, and like this spectral thing just kind of releases from its mouth, and this sort of undead ghostly spirit kind of just emerges forth. It looks kind of like some kind of like angry ghost.
Give birth to an adult.
This baby's
That's
fucked up.
The ghost, the ghosty thing, which has its own stat block I have to look up, is just gonna go after like an Atropol in the order. How much fly do you have? 60 feet of fly.
You can go anywhere.
It's going to, don't even know. Is gonna go after the thing that tried to blow up one of the tentacles. So it goes after Wacky. Makes an attack. 18 versus AC.
That is my AC.
You're going to take 21 necrotic damage. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
I do have advantage on this. Not needed. Never mind.
Your health is not diminished by an equal amount then. As it you feel it try to drain the life away from you.
I need it.
So that's Ghosty McGhostface. Jez. Oh no, I double clicked.
Let's just get past me. Well, I can't do anything to. I guess I could target the tentacles, but I don't really know where they stand. But can I get to the baby thing?
Since you have spider climb, if you kind of climbed
The vat.
Yeah, if you kind of climbed the vat and kind of stood basically almost at like the towards
like a
the
bad
top of
idea.
it, and you're kind of like standing out and like reaching for it, you could probably just make it. Probably start getting one of its legs or something. It's the type of thing that, yeah, like spider climb, I'd say, yeah, you could probably reach out from the vat and get it.
Is it gonna leave me precariously if spider climb ever stopped working that I'd fall?
Oh, well, I mean, if it stopped working, yeah, there's just nothing but lava below you. Like, just straight drop. Like, there's just lava. Like, just straight down. Why? Spider climb a concentration spell?
Mm.
Because that'd be funny. I mean, do you have immunity to fire damage? 'Cause that'd be handy.
No, not really. I don't really want to fuck with it, so I guess I'm gonna take one of this strat over here, this balcony.
Okay. So you jog across the strut, hop the little railing onto the balcony. You are on a balcony. The balcony.
And I'm gonna.
So looking around, the balcony seems to be littered by ornate glass bottles, fluted silver urns, ivory caskets, and other vessels, all of them inscribed with baleful-looking sigils.
I wish these were grenades. I will put away my sword temporarily. And I'm gonna cast a spell at this thing, at this baby. And it's Eldritch Blast. It's a 6 damage. And a 4 damage.
Woo! So you fire a couple pot shots at the side of the gross baby. It kind of like cocks its head at like a really weird, unnatural angle to kind of look at you.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
So in response, it lets out sort of a scream, much like a wailing scream, and I would like all 4 of you to give me Constitution saving throws.
Can't wait.
Wait, 12.
You have advantage.
Well,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a 12.
So Wacky and Jez, you both begin to suffer. Like you guys both begin to just like feel exhausted, and you're just like you feel strength leaving your bodies. Both of you have now suffered 1 level of exhaustion. The other 2 of you are fine. So you are exhaustion
Oh, no.
level 1.
Which does what again?
Disadvantage on all ability checks.
That's nice.
Dusty.
Does it include stuff like acrobatics?
What
to
do I
get
see with
out of
this
tentacles?
spectral ghost thing? that came out?
It kind of looks like a man, but a ghost man, and it seems to just be like clawing at Wacky's face.
And then it was just a ghost.
Please help.
And his name's Trogdor?
It seems like some kind of religion check. Might be able to tell you more about said ghosty thing.
I'll do that.
You're probably pretty good at them. It's an int check.
I am.
Right.
Christ.
You're pretty sure that the thing that is attacking Charon is a wraith. Especially, you know, it seemed to look like it was trying to like drag the life essence out of him from like the cuts and claw marks it was leaving. So yeah, you're pretty sure that this thing's a wraith.
And where's Charon right now?
Probably about 10, 15 feet from you.
Like, I was here.
Yes, sir.
And is the Wraith over here?
Oh yeah, this is like right in front of him.
Alright, I'm gonna shoot the Wraith then, right in the face.
Yeah.
Crispy 4.
You blast it in the face, and your fire seems to not do a whole heck of a lot to it.
Feels bad.
So it takes a paltry 2 fire damage. So it seems to shrug off your flames as if they were nothing, or slightly more than nothing. But
I mean, 2 damage, it might as well be nothing.
Every bit helps.
then it just kind of looks over at you, and it asks you for the ring.
Where in the initiative order is it? Or does it just
It
go
goes.
on?
It goes directly after the baby.
Okay.
The
I'm gonna.
baby.
So the wraith is about here-ish.
Yep.
Would you say? All right. I'm gonna go over there and smack it.
Give it a
Smack
smack.
it. That's a sound smacking.
Good smack.
I'm gonna smack it again.
Not as good of a smack, but still pretty good.
That's some pretty good smacking.
And smack it one more time. For the
Triple
haste.
smack.
Triple smack. That is also
31.
pretty good. Wait, when did you get an extra? Oh, you haste. So when the hell did you get an extra thing? You're a paladin. But you're, haste. Haste.
Oh yeah, he is a paladin.
It's like he's not. It's like he's just a paladin, but he's really fast right now. Yeah. So you do some good wraith damage, and now it turns its head and looks at you. Its mouth agape in like a forever scream.
I'm gonna go bad ghost.
That's bad.
Wacky. Ghost's still right in front of you, but
Yeah.
it's not paying attention to you now. It's right there. He's kind of like looking over one of your friends.
I could nuke the Soulmonger or the Atropol. What are we going for first?
I think the Soulmonger is a lot more damage.
You want to kill the baby first then, and we could just focus on the Soulmonger together? Or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
I'm gonna move my Moonbeam over to the Atropol.
Okay.
Roll that.
Atropol screams.
Rolling those ones.
Atropol screams in pain as he crits his saving throw, but still, the radiant light of your moonbeam sears its flesh.
Is it gonna take it again
Interesting.
on its turn?
No, that
No.
would be the same.
Okay.
Well, it's when it first enters or it starts its turn in it, right?
It's not entering it. It's entering it. The moonbeam's entering the Atropol.
Right.
Yeah,
They're different.
technically this shouldn't happen until the Atropol's turn,
Which is somewhat now.
Which is
which would be next.
right next, so.
I completely forgot what I was doing for damage. That's what I was doing for damage. Oh wait, I should add that to that other number. Yeah, the radiant light sears its flesh. You smell a weird sort of burnt smell. It kind of wafts, different from the lava burnt underneath.
Smells like burnt baby powder.
Burnt baby shit.
Atropol doesn't really like that, so it starts to float sort of around. Why am I pointing at my screen? Like, what's that gonna do? It begins to float over the strut and sort of towards like this balcony thing.
move?
Oh yeah, it's just floating there in space.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it begins to float towards you.
Because it's part of the map.
It glares at you menacingly, and it asks you to please make a Constitution saving throw.
Great.
Very nice.
Plus 3.
And advantage. 16.
So you take. I'm not gonna roll it. I'm just gonna use the mean. You take 36 necrotic damage.
Ow.
And you feel your life force being drained away, and as it's drained from you, you see like the burnt skin on the Atropol side begin to sort of mend itself.
Great.
Right.
Ghost with the most just kind of didn't take a swing at Jafar. 20 versus AC.
Nope.
I think he only gets one hit. He does. Oh man, my ads can create ads. Oh, let's turn this into a clusterfuck. Oh, roll. Okay, roll for recharge. Jez.
Okay. Let me see.
You're over on the balcony. You just watch the baby just kind of fly away, and
Yeah,
start
the wrong
like
direction.
sucking the life out of your friends.
What is this being made out of?
Adamantine, it looks like. I would ask you for some sort of check, but because you are in possession of a short sword that is made out of the same material, you were
And a
able
fan
to.
blade.
He
And
also
fan
told
blade.
us it was adamantine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And a fan blade. You also have a fan blade made out of the same stuff. It is quite clearly made out of adamantine.
I could take it out maybe, but I feel like
Yeah, you know
tentacles-
adamantine is very strong, but it is by no means indestructible.
Yeah, I know it doesn't. Normal things don't hit it, but I know stuff like force damage does. I'm going to point at that specter or that wraith
Yep.
and Eldritch Blast him.
Yep.
I've only rolled 19s with this spell. By the way.
That is a hit. We're looking at the wrong immunities.
Lucky you.
And 60?
16 will also hit the wraith. It is going to take 11. Oh, I added that damage to the wrong thing. 11 damage. So he's at that. The Atrapul's at that. I added damage to the wrong creature. I've got damage things just all over the place because I'm just writing them around my notes because I didn't think I had enough to like leave myself a space for damage.
I wonder if these tentacles can reach anywhere in this room. I'm going to.
One of them is pretty weak right now.
Yeah, but best I can do. I'm gonna start making my way around here, I
Yep.
guess, to get back.
Sure. Yep. Dusty. You and a couple of your friends are all kind of crowded together. There's like a ghost attacking one of them.
Yeah, that's not cool.
There's also a giant floating baby in her face.
There's a giant floating baby that's made its way like
Not very happy
basically
with
to
it.
the edge of like the balcony. He's kind of floating in this area now.
And where's the? I'm not engaged with the.
No,
Ghost, right?
because
Where's Ghost?
you would have kept yourself back. It's probably about a little over 5 feet away from you.
Probably like here. And Barky's like here.
I'm basically between you and it right now.
Okay, so there's probably no way, unless I can get into this alcove, I would want to lightning bolt both of them. Is that possible?
Yeah, if you stuck yourself in that alcove, you probably could.
Yeah, I want to.
Yeah, you figure you could probably kind of sneak around the outside and kind of sneak in there.
Yeah, let's do it. I want to hit both of them.
So technically, you can move through your friends, and technically, the wraith is incorporeal. So I mean,
I could just walk right through it.
Just breathe them
you're not like
ready
leaving
to kill him.
you're not leaving the 5 foot like attack range around it. So technically, you're budging kind of through it into that alcove would not be all that difficult.
Hey, if you just walk into it and stop, it'll take 1d10
Jeez,
damage.
I felt like way too much dice.
Yeah, like triple the amount of dice showed up for that.
Three
I rolled
sixes.
3 1s and 3 6s.
Well, that's-
by the way.
That's
Yeah,
good.
it
That's
rolls-
good in average.
It rolls like you had advantage for some reason.
So the baby crit fails on top of its negative dex mod. So oh wait, it gets advantage on magic. Yeah, it still fails. The wraith also fails. Is he resistant to? So the lightning doesn't seem to do as much to the wraith as you were hoping. God, I love wraiths. Resistant to
course not.
everything. Pretty much everything. Except, like, some kind of weird holy magic, probably. What'd you do? That much? So you blast right through the ghost into the big baby. The big baby takes it right in the stomach. And you know, it seems much more susceptible to it than your ghostly friend. In retaliation, the baby kind of points its withered claw at you from its little stump arm and fires a beam of cold at you for 21 versus AC.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Grab hold
Pretty
of
sure
the
my
strong
AC is
hand.
only like 16 or 18.
You're going
It's
to
16.
You're going to take a crispy 20 cold damage.
That is okay.
Jafar.
I wanna scoot around the wraith, or maybe scoot right through it. I guess it doesn't matter, but I want to get over to Karan, and I wanna lay on hands him for 40.
Yep.
So add 40 to yourself.
So that is a thing
Thank
that you
you.
do.
But you still have another action from haste.
Oh yeah, I do. I guess I will hit the wraith.
I don't think he gets another action.
He gets an action that can only be used to attack once.
Oh,
I
that's
don't know
right.
why that rolled itself twice.
Or dash. Or
Because the action can only be used to take the attack when weapon attack only, dash and disengage, hide, or use an object. That's what it was. I thought it specifically just gave you one more attack on the attack one, as well as the movement.
that's Shigambi.
Shigami makes you move faster?
No, it lets me get an extra attack
I
on
know.
my attack action.
So you're attacking the ghost?
Yes.
The ghost. As a hit. You smack the ghost in the head and it's still up. Wraiths are not to be
30.
taken lightly. Charon.
Be pissing off the big baby. Move my moonbeam over to it.
Yep. I'm really good at roll. Oh, it's Constitution. Let's do the roof anyways. I'm really good at rolling Constitution checks. It makes its Constitution save, but the radiant damage still seems to just incinerate it and create much pain in its strange withered form. As a reaction to that, it blasts you with a ice beam thingy for 21 versus AC.
I cut it down. Why did that? Okay, weird.
18 versus AC.
Not enough.
Yep.
Feels bad, man.
On its turn.
How much damage did I take?
Oh, I thought you
Did
meant.
not
I
enough.
didn't roll
It
because I
didn't
thought.
cut down enough.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like that the attack didn't go through. I don't know what the damage you took. That's actually not all that good of damage. 17, 18. Rolled really fucking low. I rolled a lot of ones in that. 18 cold damage. The baby. Roll for recharge. It instinctively kind of floats off to the side to get out of this beam of light that hurts it so. Oh shit, completely forgot about that. Damn. I forgot to not... whatever.
Wait,
I
Wait,
forgot.
does the Astral get a reaction every time it gets damaged? Because it already used its reaction on Dusty.
Oh, it seems almost like it has legendary actions, like some kind of boss monster.
Alright.
Yeah. Legendary actions.
It's actually got another thing that it can do that I completely forgot about. Oh well,
Legendary resistance.
my bad. No, I forgot all that stuff. He's going to. He's gonna focus on Charon again. Make a Constitution saving throw. As the baby.
Plus 3.
As the
Oh my god.
as the baby.
I'm glad you have advantage.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Roll.
As you've been.
As the baby drains 45 health from you and heals it to itself.
I'm down.
How much health did you have?
33.
Then that is how much he will heal. Only seems fair. Doesn't seem fair he'd get all 45 if you didn't have 45 to give him. Or her. I mean, can't be sure. There's no genitalia in any of my pictures of it, so
Just
could be,
use
it
the
could be a her.
pronoun. Or they.
Has that much health now. That is its turn. Jizz, what would you like to do?
Okay. Yeah, make.
Jesus, this thing is fucking smart. I didn't see that. It's like, whoa.
Make my last 4. And I can go about here.
You can double move if you want.
Makes Dusty look like fucking an idiot. This thing is so smart. It's so smart.
I'm gonna.
Maybe it is just misunderstood.
Much ability to do much. Is that ghost thing that's still alive?
Yep. Seems to be locked into mortal combat with Pyro.
Then I'll try to free up Pyro.
Pyro seems to be getting the best of it.
And shoot it once.
Does a hit.
Yeah.
And it
I guess I
kind of
got
staggers.
The other one's in that one, so.
The other one is not a hit. It seems weak. Like it's on. Did I not attack with the fucking Wraith? Oh well. Oops. Oops. Maybe I should have added the Wraith to the turn order. My bad. The Wraith.
Either way.
The Wraith is weakened and just kind of slumps there. I
Can't do
don't
much
think
with
you
the
would
bonus
have.
action.
You would have missed Pyro anyways. I feel better now.
Yeah, I can't do much with my bonus action.
Okay.
So I will.
So it's gone?
No, it's still there. It's just
Okay.
hurt real bad.
It's
Okay. I thought
probably
it
not.
just-
No, I rolled to see if it would have hit Pyro anyways, and it wouldn't have.
Okay.
Just for my own curiosity. It would have missed him, so now I don't feel bad skipping its turn. Dusty, it is your turn. You have a big baby floating not that far away. It seems to have like moved off towards the center of the room a bit more to dodge this big pillar of light that seems to have disappeared at this point. That seemed to be chasing it
Yeah.
around. Like when you chase a cat with a flashlight.
I'm gonna go over to Wacky.
Okay.
Do a little something that I can do to get her up.
Okay.
Like a medicine check?
No. It needs to be some kind of healing. You could attempt a medicine check to stabilize, so she does not
Yes.
have to,
That's that, yeah.
I would not worry about stabilizing, but yeah.
Okay, never mind.
So you kind of, like, stick your staff into the wound a little bit and, like, wrench it around. You're like, get up! It doesn't seem like it's
You're
helping.
just poking the body.
The secondary healer's right next to her.
I just
Yeah.
want to make sure.
Like, help! Get up!
Yeah, buddy,
I
fine.
will still give you an action. Fuck it.
Okay.
That was funny. Fuck it.
For
For entertainment purposes, I will still give you an action.
I will.
I will let that be a bonus action to poke the body.
I will firebolt the thing.
The thing?
Actually,
Well, you know, if you're attacking the ghost, it seems to be resistant to your elemental magic. You know, and you
Yeah.
actually rolled a decent enough check. You know it is resistant to most types of sort of elemental damage.
Right.
And also weapons, non-magical weapons that aren't silvered. Blah blah blah.
Okay, then here's what we're gonna
You know,
do.
like radiant damage is like one of the only things. Radiant and force damage and stuff like that are the only things that seem to just get through its resistances, as well as good old-fashioned smacking it in the face with a magic weapon. It's a good thing they don't have a weaken. Like
Smack that bit. That 16 seems really high.
so you crack this thing in the back of the head.
I think the
And
16 is not
It
correct.
you just sort of tear the ghostly head off of it, and in just a poof, it just evaporates into nothing.
Wait, why is it so high? Why is it 1d8 plus 8 plus 2? What did I do?
You guys are muted.
It should be 6 plus 2.
Yeah, no, I know. It should only be 8 damage. I was like, there's no way I'm swinging for 16 damage.
No, it's still
Do
gonna
you have
be...
No, it
efficiency
should,
checked off?
because don't forget you have a strength mod of
Yeah.
20, or you have a strength mod
Oh,
of
yeah,
6?
23.
Yeah, so you have a strength mod of 6.
It's gonna be
Um,
14 damage because it's also plus 2.
Yeah,
staff.
and the +2 from the staff. So it's still
Okay.
a legit 14 damage. But yeah, I mean, that's still more than plenty. Yeah,
Oh,
you
so I shouldn't add a magic bonus to it then.
No, you do.
You do?
you do.
So
You just have an extra bonus somewhere for some reason that's doubling it.
you know what it is? Okay, never mind. I
You
got
added
it.
the magic bonus in the...
Yeah,
thing.
into the damage rolls, as well as the attack rolls. Yeah.
Well, no, you would still get the +2, but I think you probably have it twice. I think you have it like somewhere else on your character sheet, so that it adds it to like all your spells and stuff.
Like, maybe
yeah.
on your
Well, no,
main
because
page.
the staff of power is a +2.
Because it's also
Because-
+2 to a bunch of your spells too.
Yeah, it's
But-
+2 bonus to attack and damage. Okay, so it is damage rolls.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
but because it's a +2 to your magic spells too, like all your like stuff like firebolt and that, I believe.
Yeah.
Like 'cause I think it's I believe it says like rolled attack spells get it. You probably added that +2, or you added that +2 somewhere else on the character sheet. So
I
it's,
think
like,
he just
doubling
has
up.
it on the main page. He also has
Yeah.
+2 on the attack rolls under melee and damage rolls.
Yeah. In either case,
I'll fix it.
in either case, you did plenty of damage to kill it. The ghost is gone.
Neat.
everyone,
Yay.
everyone just sort of like looks at you in stunned silence for a minute as you just tear this thing apart with your staff.
magic wasn't gonna work. What am I gonna do? And just hit
I mean, it worked. I'm grateful. Thank you.
Just hit
Cass and Jafar just kind of look at each other and shrug. It's like, all right, let's go. We'll go with it.
It's gone now. Who cares?
Well, I am like
On the other side of the room.
60 feet away. I'm like, huh?
Jafar.
I'm gonna reach down,
Yep.
give Karan
I'll
Do you
heal
wanna-
myself.
cure wounds, or do you want to
So
lay on hands for 5?
as you begin your turn, actually, I'm gonna skip that part because I've been forgetting to do this part of it. But the second part is, as you begin to sort of use your lay on hands on Charon, nothing seems to come out. There seems to be some kind of aura of negative energy around this giant death baby that seems to be blocking your healing magic. It's also supposed to be damaging you very badly at the start of every turn, but I forgot. I've been
Guys, you might
forgetting
wanna
that
get
for a
over
long
here.
time.
I am slowly getting there. I can only go 30 feet a turn.
So yeah, you start like doing your lay on hands, and like nothing's coming out. And you know,
Does
you-
that count as my action?
I will say no, because you're just kind of starting to do it, and you weren't able, and, like, just wasn't starting. You're like,
You're trying to like pull the ripcord on it. It's like
you don't think it is any kind of anti-magic field, sort of like you encountered earlier in the dungeon, because you've seen Dusty cast spells from like not that far away from you. Actually, probably at this point closer to the baby than you are.
Okay. Then I want to ask you a question.
Yep.
My staff of striking,
Yep.
the charges on it, when I use them, do they count as bonus actions, or do they just...
They work
They just count.
they work kind of like
Your smite.
Divine Smite. Whereas like
Oh.
on a successful hit you can spend charges to add damage dice.
Could I
Listen.
do them both? Is
No
my
actions
question.
required.
Yeah, no, there's no action part of it. It's just you have a pool of dice that you can just add to damage.
So could I use the
So essentially,
staff charges and Divine Smite at the same time?
I don't see why you could not.
Then I will proceed to do that in a
The only
moment
thing you
here.
can't do is you can only spend 3 charges.
Yeah, 3 charges.
Yeah, you can't spend more than 3
On a
per.
hit.
I think it's per attack.
When you
Yeah.
hit with a melee attack using it, you can expend up to 3 of its charges.
Okay, yeah. So you could do 3 charges on every attack you make as long as you still have charges to spend. I just couldn't remember if it specifically stated per attack or per turn, but yep.
Okay.
So yeah, as long as you don't use more than 3, you're fucking good to go.
And those are D6s.
Yep.
And Divine Smites are... Where did my Divine
Those,
Smite go?
believe those are
D8.
force damage on the Staff of
They're
Striking.
2d8.
Yeah, the striking damage is 4.
Wait, no, wait, that's 1d8. 1d8, 2d8.
For what?
1d8. For Divine Smite. I was just making sure.
It's 2d8 by default, an extra d8 if it's undead, and extra d8s if you up it its spell level.
Yes. Gotcha. Okay.
If you're going to end up using a Divine Smite, I will tip you off that you have a strange feeling that this thing is some kind of undead.
Oh, I'm aware. Like, Wacky's Moonbeam was doing plenty of Radiant, and it was not liking it.
Yeah.
So-
Well, most undead don't actually really get all that affected by Radiant. It works, but it doesn't work better than anything else, which is kind of lame, honestly. But
Okay. So...
yeah, so you would get your extra bonus d8s. Like if you use a Divine Smite, you'll get your bonus d8 for it being undead. That's the point I'm trying to get to.
Yeah.
So that I don't go through a bunch of spiel and then make you roll another d8 after.
So I'm gonna... Let's see if I hit it first. I'm gonna move up to its face.
Okay, so it's kind of it's sort of hovering over the balcony. You can kind of just barely reach it from the very edge, from the precipice above the lava.
Right. First attack.
Yep, that's it.
Okay. I will expend 2 of the charges for the thing.
Yep.
Roll
Do you remember what it is,
2d6.
Jez? It's force damage, I think, isn't it? On Staff
Yeah,
of
it
Striking? Yeah.
Yeah.
Striking is 4
Yep.
damage.
That.
Mm-hmm.
And I will use a
16 total.
level 2 Divine Smite.
Yep. So 48.
Level 2 damage.
8.
I see
That's-
7 and 8 and 6.
That's
Damn.
good.
Damn, some good numbers. You explode on it with radiant energy.
Nice.
And it screams in pain. It takes a bunch of damage.
And
To
then
the tune of that number.
second attack.
Yeah, it's a hit.
Wow. 13.
It doesn't.
Oh,
It's
13.
just a big blob of flesh,
Okay.
and
It
it
doesn't
doesn't
Hard
seem to
squish
move
a
very.
baby
It's-
of a monster.
Yeah, imagine a
Uh,
baby, but imagine a baby the size of a pickup truck, actually bigger because it's the size of an elephant, and it just kind of wriggling around in the air, and kind of just slowly hovering around. It ain't hard to hit this thing. You'd have to try really hard to not hit this thing. I don't even think Dusty can
That's-
roll anything
and-
except a crit fail and not hit this thing.
Use
Well, actually, Dusty's got a massive
1
strength
Divine
mod, so.
Smite. Where is Divine Smite? Okay.
So 15
Get one
regular
more
damage.
Yep. And then third hit. E.
No, you still have 1 more d8 on the Divine Smite.
Oh, right.
Whew. Yikes.
Do I?
So your third one is a
No,
miss.
it's a 4 and 4.
No, you only rolled 2 dice. It's undead, so you get 3.
Oh, right.
Not a level 1 smite.
1d8.
Oh. Luckily, for all of my math, your third attack
7.
is a miss.
Okay, that's 7s for the second attack.
Yep. So it screams again in in pain. It is going to one of it just kind of kicks at you with sort of long spindly leg that's just kind of hanging from a spot where a leg shouldn't really be. Just kind of kicks it at your face. For 26 versus AC.
That'll hit.
You are going to take 12, 13 necrotic damage.
I don't get my -3.
Nope. It is necrotic. All necrotic. It's just more the fact that its foot touched you so much as it's like not even the impact. It touched you and your skin like just reacted terribly to it. Oh, wacky that saving throw.
Saving throw.
Yep.
Does she get +3?
Nope.
Death saves don't get bonus.
And
Yay.
I
Check
will
mark.
remind the I did tell the party at one point that I picked up a healer's kit in Port 9 Zaru,
They do
which you could
get,
use to stabilize me.
They do get.
I think
but-
Jez has like spare the dying too.
I do.
I know, Jez is also 60 feet away from me right now.
Oh.
Yeah,
So
but
maybe
mine-
someone
Can
a
I
little bit
can I roll to
closer.
see if I remember that?
Sure, give me an
See if you
intelligence
remember.
check.
I would have left my.
You can
little
give me
dude here.
investigation actually, if you really want, but it's not gonna. Yeah, you think you remember her saying something about, or him saying something about having some kind of like doctor's bag or medicine kit or something.
Okay.
It seems something like that kind of like pops into your head. It's like, oh yeah, like doctor's kit or something, first aid. Does anybody have the Red Cross? The Atropol. The Atropol is going to pull away from Jafar.
Do I get an attack of
Sure
opportunity?
do.
Opportunity attack! I feel like we never get this.
Doesn't.
Nope.
That's because most things don't really try to get away from you.
Yeah.
Actually, it should have disengaged. It's smart. It should have actually disengaged, but whatever. That's a hit.
And I'm gonna let another Divine Smite go on that.
Yep.
Divine Smite and another D8. Roll 1d8.
So you probably just should have.
Wow.
Nice.
Crispy, thick.
Bah.
You blast it again with divine energy, and it just screeches again in pain, like blistering chunks of its flesh are like starting to kind of rot and fall off. And it sort of pulls back, almost in like a terror kind of manner, like it's almost scared of you or scared of the things that you are doing to it, and it pulls back, probably a good like. Yeah,
I
pulls
think it's
back
trying
like
to
a
stay
good.
away from
It
me.
pulls basically back to sort of its original starting position between the back two struts on the other side of the Soulmonger. As it does, you feel that negative aura of energy that it like produces around it, sort of kind of wash away as it pulls further and
Oh,
further
good.
away from you. And then it tries to drain the life from you. So, Pyro, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution.
That is still a fail.
Damn it.
It's a real high check. That's not a very good roll. 23 points of health off of you, and you see some of the wounds on the Atropol begin to sort of blister over and heal themselves.
By the way, death saving throws are saving throws, so they're affected by anything that's affected by saving throws. However, I think you need to be conscious for.
I think so.
Oh wait, no, that's
I'm
Paladin needs
conscious.
to be conscious.
Oh, okay.
Like she
I
would
don't
get.
know. I think
Well,
I
I mean,
thought I
I saved
remember
anyway,
something because
so-
we've looked that up before. Because it's not the first
When
time this
I
has come
was
up, and
there.
I remember
That was when I was unconscious.
I remember something that death saving throws don't get the regular bonus. I don't know.
I mean, the ring of protection counts too. I think that's what we were looking at.
The Atropol is going to use a legendary action to blast Pyro with a Ray of Frost. 28 versus AC.
Yep.
going to take 25 points of cold damage. As it is now just peppering everything it can at you from the safety. It's like popping out, shooting at you, like from behind the Soulmonger tin thing. It's just so, and back behind it. It's learning. They grow up so
Once
fast.
again, it moves away from me before I could even get to it.
It's almost as if it flies like twice as fast as you can move.
Yeah.
What's the range on Spare of the Dying?
It's touch, but
Oh shit.
are you gonna heal him?
Yeah. If I can.
Then
If the
then it-
negative energy's gone, I'm gonna heal.
Yeah, it moved away. You probably felt it. Quick question about that negative energy. Is it all healing, or is it just like divine healing?
You'd have to try some stuff and find out.
Okay.
Good thing we have so many options.
Well, I have Kyogton's ointment. So I can heal non-magically, non-divinely. There's also healing potions. So-
You know what? Give me an intelligence check.
That's a save. It's the same number.
You believe, by the way this thing seems to be able to steal the life force from people and, like, use it to heal itself and that, you feel like it was probably suppressing your friends' sort of abilities to heal. Not so much the action of the heal. So, yeah, you feel as if, like, you wouldn't be able to receive hit points in that state, as opposed to, like, it just blocking, like, certain kinds of healing.
I feel like my turns are all useless because it's never gonna be anywhere I can get to unless I can
There's all
fly.
kinds of... You can investigate those urns and stuff. You could go chill with the Soulmonger.
I could
Go
go
check
in that
out the portal.
The portal.
You could go try out that lava.
I'm just gonna finger gun this baby. That's a miss.
The 8 is a hit.
Oh.
Told you, it ain't hard to hit this fucking baby.
Jesus.
Shooting at the broadside of the barn.
So 5 and 6.
Oh, you know what? I already told you it was a hit. I should have actually taken 2 off of it, because it's actually somewhat obscured by the Soulmonger at this point. Or like
Oh, I'm over here.
Oh yeah, you're like way over there. Oh yeah, no, you get a clear shot at it.
Man.
It's kind of taking cover from Jafar, behind the big tube or the big glass chamber.
And I'm gonna get back to where I started, basically.
Things have come full circle for Jez.
Yep.
Full triangle.
Dusty,
More of a
what do you want to do?
no, it's not even a parallelogram.
Shoot the baby.
Yeah, you don't have to stabilize me if Jafar's just
Okay.
gonna heal me.
I will shoot the baby.
Yep.
Baby.
So you blast at the baby, and your shot starts going right for it, and it just kind of careens off like the edge of the crystal glass thing, and kind of tink, and just kind of
It's
reflects off.
Literally impossible for me to miss this.
Just like this just
By the way, I
huge
have to
target.
I have to roll my.
Oh, no.
No,
We're
okay,
fine. We're fine.
Okay.
Would he get a +3 to that? Just curious.
No, because it's not actually.
No,
It's not a saving
fail
throw.
Is always a, crit fail is always a miss.
Yeah, it's not
I
an
have a
actual
plus-
saving
No, I meant
throw.
the +3 to the him falling asleep.
No,
Oh.
it's not a
No,
saving throw.
no,
It's
it
a
is-
specific mechanic.
It is strictly a d20.
Dado, I have a +2 to my attack roll. +2 plus proficiency. And I rolled a 2 and I still hit it. Except for crit fails, there's no way for any of us to not hit it.
Nope.
Well aware.
Yeah, you just kind of like didn't even really think about it. You're just like, firebolt. Oh my
Trying to curve
god.
the bullet.
Windows 10, shut up. It's like that's
Okay.
going off. It's like, how likely are you to recommend Windows 10 to a friend or colleague? Well, you know what? Not very likely now. Less likely now that you're interrupting my fucking thing with your stupid messages, Windows. Fuck, I should put 7 on this computer. God. 10
measuring
sucks
the
so
walls
bad.
for...
Mine blue screen today for some reason. I have no idea. Like started shouting at me. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
I need to delete so much crap so that Windows will just shut up and leave me alone.
So I think it's Jafar's turn.
Yes, my bad. I'm guessing Dusty's happy where he is, so.
I
Pyro,
will
it is your turn.
lean down,
Remind myself.
lay on hands, Karan,
Tell
for
Windows
5.
to go fuck itself. Okay, you do 5. Lay on hands, healing. You kind of try it again, and you see Karon's eyes just sort of bolt open and start like coughing and hacking up
Oh, you good shit. Don't
all
die.
sorts of internal fluids.
I hate this thing.
And I'll be like, Dusty, is there anything you can do to get me over to the bait?
Yes.
Probably do that then. If I can get to the baby, I think I can finish it.
Okay, when it is my turn, I will do that.
That's the end of my turn.
Wacky. You're lying down. You, for like the umpteenth time in this dungeon, you wake up. You have
Yep.
regained consciousness.
Oh god, I'm still in hell. Okay. Use my action to heal myself, and I'll use...
I think
Great.
you have fallen unconscious far more times than you guys have slept in this dungeon.
I rolled a 2, a 3, and a 1. Great.
1, 2, 3.
And I'll use my movement to stand up.
Okay.
That's about all I'm gonna do.
Okay. Baby. Roll for recharge. Not yet. Somebody's... The baby begins to scream. It begins to just howl at the top of its lungs. Who's the last one to attack it? Jez?
Me?
Yeah.
No, yeah,
No,
Jez.
yeah, Jez.
Dusty attacked it, but missed.
It is going to attempt to drain the life from you, Jez. Give me a Constitution saving throw. You feel the life beginning to sap out of you, but you steel yourself against it, and you are fine. And the baby begins to just
All I can
cry
do
and
is
wail
not take
louder.
damage.
Like, the thing starts to just sort of, like,
I'd
start
like
having
you
a...
to start taking damage.
It starts having a tantrum in midair, but that just causes it to just slowly start rotating in place. So now it's having this, like, tantrum and kicking its limbs about, and it's just kind of rotating around.
Daddy Callus, no.
I mean, this thing with, like, this thing with 25 intelligence is fucking having a fit.
No, 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 no.
Could it speak? Oh, no,
No.
it is kind of babbling. It does seem to babble things, but I don't think any of you can understand it.
Well, I'm...
Is it celestial?
If it's what I think it is,
Yes, actually, it is celestial.
I can understand it.
Then you can hear that it is babbling things in celestial, but it's just all obscene nonsense that doesn't really make any
Interesting.
sense.
Potato.
Baby shouldn't know those
banana,
words.
avocado.
This thing of unknown origin or whatever it is. Like, nobody's even made a check to see what this thing is or what's...
I don't think we care. It needs to die.
I don't know, something said there was like a god thing, but didn't they?
No.
I think it was in
Withers' thing?
yeah.
Withers is the only one who's
well, in
mentioned it, but...
a Sarek's journal, he said he was making a god or something like that.
Um,
I guess this is
a
what that's
cast-off
supposed to
creation
be.
of the gods is what they called it. What he called it.
Yes. Marvelous gift, a cast-off creation of the gods, dead and yet not. is what Withers called it. In his journal. Jez, you haven't done anything yet. Do something. Amuse me.
Well, my turn's not going to be very amusing. Yeah, so I'm just gonna get over to Charon. And I'm gonna use Kyogtin's ointment on him.
Yep.
And I think it's 2d8, but let me check. 2d8 plus 2.
Dusty.
Thank you.
Should have used that in
Are you
yourself. You would
sure?
have got max healing.
Yeah,
Are you
what-
sure you want me to levitate you over there?
Don't drop
I
it.
mean, do we have do we have any better options right now? If you can firebolt it to death, sure.
I mean, I can shoot another, fuck at it.
Alright, do
I
that
think-
then.
I
Let me
think we need
shoot.
to-
Let me shoot some shit. Fuck.
Yeah,
We need
shoot
to
some
nuke
shit.
this
bud.
thing.
Okay.
Dun, dun,
Think
Then
it's
I'm gonna
gonna
hit it with
tear us
another.
apart.
Hit it with another lightning bolt. I can reach it, right?
Lightning bolt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes like 100
Make sure
Oh
you
yeah,
move
yeah.
to
It's
get,
100
like,
feet.
in-
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know how big the arena was.
Just make sure you have line of sight on it.
Do I have line of sight? Where is it right
Oh
now?
yeah, it's bigger than the thing it's hiding behind.
Okay.
It's
then
just,
I'm gonna zap
which
it.
is what it's using for cover. It's kind of partial cover, enough that I should give it a +2 to its AC. That is paltry, anyways.
Yeah, it's either gonna be a miss.
But lightning bolt's like
In-
120 range.
That's a lot of ones.
I think.
We're
Oh,
turning
okay.
into
No, it's 1-1. But there's
Resist-
like
1-1,
7.
Two
and
magical
everything else is
screen.
4 or higher.
Resistance to magical saving throws. I think it's still gonna fail because yeah. So you blast it, and it eats lightning, just eats it like a whole bunch of it, and it really does not appreciate that. So much so that it is going to do something to you as soon as your turn is over.
Don't.
So if you never end your turn, it'll never do a bad
If
thing
we
to
just stay here
I mean, there's
forever.
Just
forever.
time stop, and then you can never end your turn.
I, as a result, will Goody fucking puff. That's not the ruler.
Can jump into lava.
I will go over
I will
here.
damage myself before you can damage me.
I will go very far away.
Okay.
I'm bleeding first. That makes me the victor.
So you see it take notice of you as you blast it in the face with a giant lightning bolt that streaks from one end of the room to the other. And you begin to just book it. Just fucking you 23 skidoo off to the corner.
I mean, you
And
might be able to get some cover in the alcove.
it retaliates with a blast of its ray of coal. That's a 28 versus AC. That's a negligible. Oh, that's a lot of damage.
How far? What's the distance on that?
100 feet.
120
never-
feet.
Never mind then.
The distance on that is like twice the length of this room.
Yeah.
About as long as your lightning bolt, actually. 21, 26 cold damage. I rolled that one good. That was a solid one.
The 26.
26 cold damage.
Wait. Wait.
Pyro,
5.
it is your turn.
What's your health at? What?
Turning on the air conditioner has helped. I could actually feel my
not
house
great.
like starting to cool down. It is nice.
think I'm
It was
still
like
lower
30
than you
degrees
are.
in here when I got home.
Then this is yours. And that's all I can do.
Yep.
I will use my other action thingy from haste to defensive stance or whatever.
You cannot do that, I don't believe.
I think I can.
I can't.
Here's my
I can't
haste.
remember.
Dodge.
Oh, dodge was one of them.
Dodge.
Okay.
Is
Yeah.
it
No.
dodge?
My bad.
This-
Dash,
this-
disengage, hide.
Yeah.
I remember dash and disengage because I remember
Yeah,
it's a
it's the
lot of
same
the same
as
things as like a cunning
Uncanny.
act. Yeah, it's a lot of the things. Yeah, but uncanny dodge you can't use.
No,
dodge.
uncanny actions, or what do you call it?
The rogue thing. Rogue thing can't.
Yeah.
You can't use a dodge for it.
Yeah, no, that's the same thing. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. That's why I was thinking that haste was the same thing as that, but just with the extra attack. But
What does hide give me?
you could attempt to hide by like behind something and try to basically make like a stealth check to see if it loses sight of you.
Good thing there's so much cover in here.
Yeah, you don't really see anything to hide behind, so you don't think it's really gonna be all that.
Okay, then never mind.
You don't think it's gonna fall for it. Please don't walk on my keyboard. Please don't walk on my keyboard. Thank you.
Click, 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 click. That's my
I
turn.
need my mouse back. Wacky, it is your turn.
I'm gonna give myself another one of these. Hopefully roll a bit better.
That's nice,
That's
sir.
better roll than a 9.
Yep. I'm just gonna chill out here for a little bit.
Okay.
Get back up to working order.
You see the baby begin to sort of, it seems to start like kind of almost ingesting things from the container. It uses its turn to feed upon the contents of the giant glass tube in the center. And you see some of the scorch marks and the cuts and the gashes in its disgusting, icky flesh begin to patch themselves back together.
So we're all doing the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
It seems to be.
So
it
let's
seems
take
to be.
5.
It seems to be healing itself on the contents of the glass tube, as it just sort of starts drawing strength from it.
Did
Nourishment.
did the content? How much of how much of the contents of the glass tube was removed?
It is. You don't really. You can't tell. It's just this torrent of all these sort of ghostly things in it. Like
Okay.
it's just a whirlwind of
Probably
tons
like a
of
city in
tons of
there.
stuff in there. So yeah. It's like
Everyone that's died since this happened has been in there.
well, probably not everyone.
Yeah, I'm not
As
there.
it seems to
Or am
ingest.
I?
It seems to draw sustenance from the glass container. So, stuff that goes in slowly gets eaten.
No, I said has been in there, not
Oh, hey.
is still in there.
But
But
yeah,
it's probably a pretty deep. glass.
it suckles on the teat of its glass mother to heal itself. And that is the end of its turn. Jez. Oh, roll for cooldown. Ability is still on cooldown.
How tall is
Summon
the
Wraith
ceiling?
is still on cooldown.
Because I got nothing else. How tall is the ceiling?
Pretty tall. I would say there's probably like 30 feet of space above the top of the glass cylinder.
So I guess I could go up.
For simplicity's sakes, I'm gonna say the room just basically goes straight up and then like straight across.
You know what? For fun, I'm gonna use my Wand of Wonder on the baby.
Okay. So using it as a target, cast your Wand of Wonder. Wand Wonder.
41.
What does 41 do?
It does.
Behind door number 41.
You cast Lightning Bolt.
Nice!
So a lightning bolt erupts from the tip of the Wand of Wonder. I think DC 15 is. I think it even says like anything that
Default.
needs an effect is a spell save is DC
And it's
for
a
anything
D6,
that the Wand of
right?
Wonder casts. And since it's got advantage, it is actually going to make that save barely. It's going to take half damage, but
Since I'm here, do I get the thing in the middle?
the glass
I don't know
thing?
if it takes lightning damage.
You kind of blast. Like, what are you aiming at? Are you aiming at the strut? You aiming at the glass thing? You aiming at?
Oh, I was aiming at him, so I guess I'd be aiming above the glass thing then.
But
'Cause
he's
I'm just
kind
on the
of
side.
like up, sort of. He's towards the top of it. So yeah, you blast it, and the lightning just kind of splashes off of it and kind of around it. The magic doesn't seem to do anything to the glass. The glass seems to be imbued with some kind of protection.
Anti-lightning.
Anti-lightning protection.
Anti-lightning
And
from Rod of
it
Wonders
kind
that
of
look
slowly like floats behind it for like cover, but you still clip like some of it and do a modicum of damage.
more damage than I've done this entire game.
It's more damage than no damage. That's for sure. Dusty.
Yeah, I don't have anything else.
You could have thrown 600 oversized butterflies at it.
Or made
Yeah,
glass
the area
grow.
would have been heavily obscured. And then
You could have had leaves grow from it.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Dusty just shoots a firebolt. And singes.
I would have had the chance to summon a rhinoceros over top of it.
That would have been dope.
As you guys plink away as this thing just sort of is feeding and like regenerating its health on its nourishing pool of souls. Or soul-like things that you're not sure about. Well, look kind of soul-like. You figure there's gotta be lots in there. It will grow fat with strength on these souls. Pyro.
I will do a gig.
That?
I'm gonna dance.
You mean a jig?
That's a
Yeah,
jig.
jig. Whatever.
A gig is what musicians do.
A gig is what Wacky does.
I will do a jig.
Oh.
There's nothing else I can do.
Um,
I can't reach it. I have no range.
you do have range. You have that magic. No, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't purify food and drink at it.
Boop.
You could make the souls taste better.
You can like.
You know what I could do?
dodge.
You could kill yourself and let your soul go into the Soulmonger so that when you get eaten, you can give it like
Attack it from the
indigestion.
inside.
Yeah, you hope to give it indigestion.
I can wait. No.
The long con.
Yeah.
I feel like I should have had some like epic battle music for this, or I should have just had the Rugrats theme playing in the background, like on loop.
I am dancing.
Great.
Also, I'm gonna use dodge.
You do have disadvantage on your performance check because of the exhaust. Oh,
No,
Yeah,
I'm not
that's me.
exhausted.
that was you. That was Dusty and Charon.
No, it's me.
No,
That was
Oh, Dusty and
Cassie.
Jazz. Oh, okay, there's two people.
Yep.
It hasn't used a thing to push that
We've
further yet.
officially
So.
used every combination of one of us and Charon. So
Well, I remember Dusty failed. That's all. It was the only
didn't.
one.
He did
I
it.
tend-
Oh
I
no, he
tend to
didn't. He
think-
crit. Two of you crit.
Yeah, he and I crit.
I don't fucking know anymore. I don't have notes. Cat's covering my friggin' notes now. I don't know
crit
anything.
my check.
Wacky.
Where's Dusty? Oh, he's up there.
He went and hid in the
I'm by
corner.
the X.
Just trace in your mind where the ice shot went. It just kind of like went by you to the left into like the back corner.
Gonna keep doing my job. There you go, Dusty.
Neat.
How neat is
Eh,
that?
I can't even, like... No, whatever. That's it.
The Atropol. I think it's going to continue. It's going to continue to draw strength from the well of souls, and more of its wounds stitch themselves back together, starting to look more and more like it did when you first got here. that is what it does, and I will have to reject. I will have to reflect that after, because I can't see my numbers.
Yeah, we're gonna have to start focusing it.
Glad 2 of our dudes are melee. There's a pit
Yeah.
of lava.
That's why it's another one to wonder. If this is gonna suck.
I will say you guys kind of assessing the situation. You feel like this is a DPS race that you are losing. That it is now
Oh, my
sort of
headset cut
focusing
out right now,
on.
so I can't hear you.
It is focusing on trying to basically sustain itself and feeding off the Soulmonger. And as it does so, it seems to be healing much faster than you are able to damage it.
Yeah, like I don't know what I can do. Fuck this. I'm gonna aim at the strap
Yep.
with Eldritch Blast.
Yep.
That's probably not gonna hit.
So you blast at it and miss. And you blast at it again and just narrowly miss. You like
Wait, what are you
almost.
doing?
The strut.
He's aiming at
Oh.
he's aiming at one of the adamantine struts.
Okay.
Trying to take this entire thing into the lava.
Yeah, understandable.
He's trying to kill Fat Man on strut A.
Considering
that's
I
a Metal
can't do
Gear
enough
reference.
damage to stop him.
Where were you again, Jez? You're like back in the
I'm
corner
at the
again?
start.
Oh, that's right. You're at the stairs. Okay. So you've been doing laps, so it's harder for me to
I just
remember.
did one. I guess I'll go off the wall 30 feet.
Sure. He begins to lawage up the wall.
I gotta get some use out of this spell that's not of any use.
That takes us to Dusty.
It's tactics. We need to take down the entire thing.
I'd have an idea. Let's destroy the tentacles. So it's a little bit safer when we try to damage the container. And I could try to nuke the container with Moonbeam. I just want it to be safe for people who are nearby so they don't get thrown in first.
How
Fair
many
enough.
tentacles are there?
There's 4.
I know there's 4 on this map, but I just don't know how.
No, he said 4. And
Okay.
one of them is pretty weak.
Can I hit all of them with a fireball?
All of
All of the tentacles?
If you aimed your fireball sort of at the top of the, basically where they're all coming from on the glass thing, yeah, you can hit them all.
Alright, let's do it. Level 4.
Oh.
What is that? 96, I guess?
Yep. I would say so.
Yeah, it is. Just one more D6.
Please be good. Not that good. Above average, but still not that great. Okay.
I'm gonna give these all a mean for. So Dusty aims his fireball at the very top of the glass chamber containing the Well of Souls. You think? I mean, I don't know. Maybe nobody's made any kind of check to verify that.
Question: Is the
Mhm.
Azure Pole currently in the well? Or no, he has
No.
the fucking.
This guy's got an umbilical cord kind
Yeah,
of snaking
yeah,
out
yeah,
from him. So Dusty aims his fireball at the top, and flames sort of just erupt along the tentacles, and you see them all singe and just sort of wither and like fall off. And all
Good
four of
going.
them, drop into the lava below.
I was gonna go like
Excellent.
I have like
Good
a
job,
1
Dusty.
in 5 chance of that.
I'm just shocked that something actually worked.
Progress.
A little bit, yeah.
Pyro.
Slowly getting there.
Okay. I've been about here the entire time, right?
Pretty much.
Should I attack the strut or should I make my way to the Soulmonger?
I don't think your weapon's gonna do anything against the strut. I can't remember
Sure,
Oh.
Cass's weapon didn't do anything against the Soulmonger. I think I might be able to get it. But
Do we want to break
don't
the
know.
struts?
if we
Eventually.
do, I mean, eventually, well, I'd like to see if I could damage the container first. Because if we destroy the struts, there's not going to be no way to get to the attribal for you guys. Well, for one of you.
Yeah, I just crawl on the ceiling and jump down.
Then, you know what? I may as well
Yeah,
just do
okay.
this. Yeah. I'm gonna cast this on myself.
4 wounds.
Ow.
Ouch.
It heals you on a physical level,
Yeah,
hurts you on a
You,
soul level.
you see like a little drop of blood come from like a big cut on your arm, kind of just gets like sucked back in. The wound is still there, but the little drop of blood just kind of just backs up and just goes back in.
Oh, okay.
Wacky. Your turn.
I'm going to cast Moonbeam right on top of the cylinder.
Okay. So roll your thing.
Where is it? There it is.
So the
The 4d10. God
so
damn it.
your cylinder is
Wow.
the cylinder is now like, lit up. Like spotlight has been shone
Yes.
down on it, and it's just sort of refracts off of the whirling soul-like energy inside. So now there's just like lights going around. It's like a big disco ball now effect, sort of going all through the room. It's nice.
Nothing seems to be happening.
It's like, nothing that you can see. One thing that does happen is the Atropal reacts negatively towards this and shoots you with an ice beam for
Unexpected.
25 versus AC.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. Oh, no. The ice beams are the other one that I've been rolling by hand. It's an easier one. 24 ice damage. And because I finally remembered, roll me a concentration or a constitution save for your concentration spell.
Be
You're
good.
You
good.
save.
You're good. Because I forgot to do it for all the other times I hit you when you had your moonbeam out. And then you died. And I didn't have to do it anymore. Then I didn't have to remember. But this time I remembered. The Atropal is going to attempt to suck the life out of you. Why am I rolling a dice? Constitution saving throw. Again!
Hey?
Oh, yeah.
+3.
Whether you're
Soul
being
Decider.
whether you're being effective or not, you are attempting to eat from its food source. So it sucks the life out of you to the tune of 37 damage.
Oh, I guess you're back there.
Oof. Oh, oof. That is 2 hit points left in me.
Oh.
And it gets all 37 of that. More of its wounds stitched back together. Jess.
I'm gonna use my Wand of Wonder on the Atropal.
Yep. On the Atropal.
80.
80.
Nice
You
even
cast
number.
invisibility on yourself.
Nice.
So you see Cass point the wand towards a wand of wonder and just
I'm
disappear.
also up in the rafters, basically.
Yeah, from way up top. To like just scream out wand of wonder and then poof disappears. And,
Look, Karan, he's you.
well, he may have like teleported away. You're not sure.
I'm going to...
All you know is that he just disappeared, vanished.
I'm not happy with that. I want to action search. Should I action search for that? Cast another Wand of
Fuck you.
Wonder.
Nothing else is happening right now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna action
Except
search
me
and cast
dying.
another Wand of Wonder.
Okay.
Breaking.
You hear a voice from the rafters scream out wand of wonder.
Wow, that was pretty. Oh, it was 58.
And darkness just giant sphere of darkness envelops the Atropal.
Well, I can't see us now.
This is
That's what you think.
the stuff of my nightmares.
15-foot radius sphere. So it's probably just enough to cover it. There might still be like the umbilical cord still kind of winding out from it, but yeah, the entire this big black ball has now enveloped the death baby.
Yeah, if I find out that this is not hampering its ability to see us
58.
anyway, I'll probably stop.
That sounds like
True sight,
something.
motherfuckers.
That sounds like something a check would be.
Well, I can't see something's eyes and be like, that thing has true sight.
No, but maybe you know what it is. Well, like a monster knowledge check.
Fine,
I
I'll do
don't
a monster
know.
knowledge check because I can still see it.
Fine, give me a religion check.
That is a 14.
You are not entirely sure what this thing is, but given.
Is it still looking at me?
Oh, can you see it?
Yeah, I got magical darkness seeing.
Okay. Yeah, it seems to be kind of still like looking at you guys. I will say, like, you think that this thing does not even really need its eyes to see. You would imagine if this thing is sort of the pedigree that you believe it to be, darkness or anything like that would have absolutely no bearing on its ability to see or sense life.
Oh, so it can see blindly.
You think this could see anything no matter what. Almost like it possibly would have something like true sight.
I wonder if true sight, if I casted those butterflies, if that would work. Because that's a real obscurement. Anyways, yeah, that's my turn.
Okay, Dusty.
I'm still in shock from killing all the tentacles.
Okay.
Yeah, you Eldritch set fucker.
Yeah, the smell of sizzling death tentacles is now kind of wafting up to you from the
Yeah.
lava below.
So he's in darkness.
Yeah, you see this big ball of just black, like just midnight
Oh no, if
black.
like I said, if I could see that it still can see where I'm at, I wouldn't
Oh.
have bothered to keep that going.
Oh, okay, so it is no longer in the darkness. A big
You saw,
black
like, a giant
sphere
puff of
appeared
smoke
around it
just, like,
and then disappeared.
and then go away.
I will move.
I used all
You are also visible now, Jez,
Yeah, I know.
because it was not greater invisibility.
I will move there, and I will assume. No, I'll try and firebolt this thing. This.
The strut, one of the struts. Firebolt away. You connect with it, but the metal tempered above this lake of lava, you believe, is probably not going to take fire. Like it's not gonna take fire all that heavily.
Yeah, all that well.
Yeah, so the
Yeah,
fire
it
doesn't
gets
really
fire.
seem to do anything to it. Maybe it just polishes it a little bit. You connect quite solidly with it. So,
That's
but
it.
yeah,
That's all I got.
you do think fire over a thing 20 feet above a lake of lava probably not the most effective.
Yeah, you know, you just gotta try.
I feel you.
Can you debuff the thing sometime? Like, is there any way you could? I don't know.
Buff the dude.
Debuff.
Debuff.
Yeah, I don't know if you have any like.
Yeah, debuffs. I know what they are. I have Glow.
You have hello?
Glow.
Glow?
Oh, slow.
Oh, slow.
Low.
It sounded like you're saying glow. I was like, you're gonna
No,
make it glow?
slow.
So that it's easier
Actually,
to
if
see.
you could slow it, that would be really helpful.
Okay, I'll do it next turn.
Because then it can't take reactions.
You can't take reactions. Still take legendary actions. Legendary actions are not a reaction. They're just a full and separate fun thing it gets to do. Pyro, you is your turn.
I'm just gonna. I'm gonna stand in front of Wacky, and I'll give her the last 5 of my hands.
Catch these hands.
I'm just gonna be like, here.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna be standing in front of her, so like if something tries between her and the Atropol, essentially.
Okay.
Trying to give her cover.
Yep. Yeah, you do think that will make it slightly harder to hit, but you do believe it'll just kind of try and shoot past you if it really wants to hit Wacky that badly.
Be like, hey.
Speaking of,
I'm gonna leave the moon beam up over the Soulmonger, and I'm
Okay.
using my action to heal myself.
okay.
And great.
Atropol rolls for cooldown.
I stop rolling ones on these.
Atropol rolls for cooldown. Does not get it. No new Wraith.
Oh no, something that I can, like, vaporize.
Big dumb baby doesn't quite. Well, big not dumb baby doesn't not entirely sure what he wants to do.
You know what? I feel that. Big not dumb baby. I feel that.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's got Rays of Cold. I guess he's just going to do that this turn. He's going to stop feeding for a minute, and he's going to fire at... Yeah, he's going to fire at Jafar. For 22 versus AC.
I'll hit. That's 21 is my AC.
I'm gonna try to cut it down.
21
Never mind.
versus AC.
I almost never roll ones on that. Fuck my life.
You've done it twice.
Yeah, today.
Well, at least the cat moved its tail, so I can roll my dice. 18, 22, 27. Cold damage.
Ow.
Jez.
I'm gonna come down.
Cat. You
It's like,
sort of sadly walk down the wall.
can I like push off so that I can get to the strut? Because I'm like 30 feet up anyways.
Sure. You can kind of walk most of the way down and just kind of kick off and land in front of it.
I look cool, but it's also not very cool because everyone's dying. I'm gonna see if I can slash at these struts.
Okay. So you sink your scimitar into the steel, and
Doing
it
anything.
seems to chip a little piece of the strut away. You kind of hit it and connect, and you see like a tiny crack sort of form in the surface of the strut.
Then I'm gonna pick up speed.
So you begin to spin, slashing repeatedly at the strut.
Oh, that one's
The
probably not gonna
15, your third spin around, and your sword just kind of glances off.
hit. And bonus action.
And you hit it again. After you sort of like stop yourself from spinning around, you see that you've managed to put some cracks in that into the surface of this strut.
They are not immune to damage.
I never said they were.
No, I thought they were because I thought the Soulmonger was probably the same material.
Well, the Soulmonger's glass. Well, the struts are
It's even
adamantine.
worse. Glass is harder than.
Yeah, but glass is
Adamantine.
inherently weak and over a giant bubbling thing of lava. You know, heat and glass. I mean, glass is made by heat, but over time, got to reinforce the glass. Plus, the struts are just holding the container. The container's holding, like, souls. So you want that thing to really... You can't afford leaks in your Soulmonger. Let's put it that way. Get leaks in your Soulmonger. Oh, man. Property damage is, like, through the roof. Your insurance doesn't even cover it. You got problems. Dusty.
It sounds like a conversation you have often.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I have to fix damage from somebody who's gotten like a leak in their Soulmonger. The souls have just kind of leaked out, like damaged some of like their drywall, and like, oh, it's a mess. It is a mess.
Slow saving stat. Slow saving stat is not wisdom. Mine's in. It's in, right? It's int. Wait, maybe it is.
I don't know what. I don't
What are
know
you
what
talking
that
about?
was trying to do.
Oh no, it is wisdom. Okay, never mind. No, nothing. Everything's fine.
Dado snaps the staff over his knee for.
I will attempt
massive
to
damage.
cast slow on it.
Yep.
On the baby.
The
Whoa.
baby.
Mid-sized baby.
It shouldn't be. It would just be the same saving throw as all of your stuff.
Well, it has to do a wisdom throw, but the number is still the same. I thought it was.
Yeah,
I was
no,
stupid.
yeah.
Don't worry about it.
It's your same. The 17's correct though, right?
Yes, the
17's
17's
what you're.
correct.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw, huh? Wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
You think it may have worked. You're not sure. Oh wait, I guess roll again. Its second roll was not very good. You think it may have worked.
Oh, actually,
It's
yeah,
see-
that's better
you
than
you see-
because even though they're legendary actions, they are spell casting.
I don't know if I'd go that far. But he does
It's
take
still
he
like a
does
bonus.
take a penalty to his
Gotcha.
AC. So that's
Yeah.
That's
good.
good.
shit.
Bring it
He's-
down to
Great.
a nice 3.
No, he's got an AC of 5 right now.
That means I could
Great.
kill it. I could actually hit it with strength-based weapons and still hit it.
Well, there you go. Take if other Jafar was still alive, you could take that fucking great axe and go running across that strut.
I'm gonna take down this strut.
That'd be cool. It is slowed. You see its body kind of convulse and start like it starts to just. It's like, oh god, guys, we got to slow down. Like the frames, the baby's frames are dropping. Pyro, it is your turn.
I'm gonna,
Help them with the strut.
go over to the strut and smack.
You're gonna strut to the strut.
I will strut to the strut.
Streaming 60 FPS. Why am I streaming 60 FPS? Whatever.
Those
The crispy 60
dice rolls.
FPS fucking D&D. Oh,
Crispest
fucking-
of dice rolls
I'm sure
across the screen.
This still pictures in 60 frames.
yeah. I'm
Easy
sure
enough
the
to-
cams aren't going in 60 frames, and I'm sure Roll20 ain't going in 60 frames. 21. You smack it with your staff, and cracks begin to sort of spiderweb from the spot that you struck it.
I'll smack that some more.
Smack that.
Smack that.
Get
Good.
on that
All over.
floor. The spider webs grow bigger and deeper.
And one more.
Bigger
Oh,
and
nice.
deeper again.
It's almost like that's your average damage.
uh,
It's not. It's only a 2.
so, yep. You continue to crack it, and large cracks begin to sort of form on the side of the struts, or the side of the strut that you are striking. You seem to be starting to do considerable damage to it. Almost as retribution, the baby aims a gnarled finger at you and fires. Did you
Yes.
hit that with your bloody tail? That's a 15 versus a AC. That ain't going
No.
to hit nobody.
Wow.
Fucking cheating ass cat.
Thank you, cat.
Cheating ass.
Why is
fucking
his
cat.
tail bloody?
What? Oh, it's a bloody tail.
I thought you meant
It's going to be if
Whatever.
it starts like interfering with my dice rolls again.
Hey.
Don't interfere with
How
my
you
dice
looking, Jafar?
rolls.
13.
Okay. Then I'm gonna use my action to go over and heal him.
Yeah.
This is that room with the skeletons all over again.
And keep this up over the thingy. That's
You
decent.
mean the Bodax?
No, the skeletons, Papa Zodal's room, where they all ignored me. Or the
Trying to
Beholder
remember,
room,
Papa.
Yeah,
where
the
they all ignored me.
All one of
I
them.
don't remember Papa Zodal's room.
The skeletons
Oh,
came out
the
of
Minotaur
crawled out of
skeleton.
the cult.
The Minotaur skeletons.
No,
No, they were
that
just
was
skeletons.
Oh yes, those the ones that came out of the urn, the 6 urns.
Yeah, because I bagged.
Yeah.
No one.
Yeah, because you did the
Um,
thing, so they just ignored you.
Yeah.
You
With the
did the thing
moonbeam-
correctly.
With the moonbeam still up over the Soulmonger, is it doing anything that I could see after all this?
Doesn't seem to be.
Great. Well, I mean, it's still staying there because I used my action already.
Yep. Big Dumb Baby tries to do a Big Dumb Heal on... It's gonna probably go for Pyro, as the one that seems to be, like, doing the most damage to the strut. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Uno momento.
I think you're the one with Unk, right?
Oh. Yeah.
Okay, so you feel the life try to be pulled from you, but you resist.
I also
Like a
gave you Bardic
stubborn-
Inspiration if that ever comes up.
Like a
if you need
stubborn
it.
Yeah.
snail.
I forgot.
I didn't
about
know
that.
that.
You manage to
Pyro.
dig deep and think of your god, and it's enough to sort of stem it and hold it off for
Because, like,
now.
I'm there too.
I did more damage than Pyro.
You feel the image of a snail in your mind, like with like 4 like arms just kind of flailing up, and it's like yay. We're actually Unk's a chick, so it's like yay.
Oh, with it.
I'm gonna tell Shigambi.
It's Zoidberging away in your fucking mind.
I'm gonna tell Shigambi this thing's going down.
Okay.
And
It tells you I would like to see that. Purr. Purr. Since it's a cat. You hit it, and you strike the spot that Pyro had weakened, and pieces begin to fly off of it as you continue to spin and cut. Spin and cut and spin and cut.
That is some consistency right there.
More pieces of. So you.
How much health does this thing have?
I don't know,
Probably a lot.
It's like a 5
Oh,
foot.
much.
I've got.
Where'd the
wait.
5th attack come from?
Yeah, ignore that. I was
You're just
head
so
was
you're in the
back.
moment. It's like click, 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 click.
Yeah. Spin to win. Click, 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 click. Yeah,
So-
I've got.
So yeah, you
4
see
attacks.
cracks and chunks kind of start just go flying off and drop into the lava where they just slowly sink away and sizzle. And you hear kind of like metallic groaning sounds coming from the whole structure as the weight begins to sort of shift and settle unevenly. Get it?
Yeah.
Unless
that
you
was-
want to count the 5th one.
yeah, that was
No. Dusty.
Hit it with
Oh,
your staff.
I'm gonna walk up to it
Dusty's gonna whack it.
and give it a whack.
I like how you
Dusty
have
sees
these
everybody
visual-
whacking at this 5-foot steel beam that shoots out, holding this giant metallic cauldron, and Dusty
And
just
it's-
starts whacking at it too, and chunks begin to fly off from where he struck it and go
That makes
flying.
no
off.
sense.
This
It
is not
cracks.
how I imagined this
It
going.
cracks and groans angrily, like under the strain, as you can see the strut begin to buckle. But it's
I'll be so
still,
mad if
it
you
is
brought it down.
still holding. Hmm?
That would
Uh,
be.
My turn.
You guys should have cast haste on Dusty, double his damage output.
I think it'd be
Seriously.
better to cast it on these. Honestly.
It doesn't matter. Like one attack either way. You strike it, and you can hear the metal rending beneath your blows.
Come on.
You strike it again, and finally the metal buckles.
Thank you.
And you see the
Jesus
strut.
Christ.
You see the strut snap, and the sort of the balance of weight just sort of suddenly lurches, and you see the large glass cauldron just sort of begin to just rotate down as the other two struts are no longer capable of keeping it aloft, and the entire structure just sort of topples end over end and falls into the lava. And the Atropol begins to scream this horrendous wail.
I'll
Just
scream back at it.
as the thing begins to kind of sink into the lava, you can see, like, you hear, probably not so much see because you're all kind of back a bit, but you hear cracks. What sounds like glass sort of cracking from like pressure and heat. Wacky. It is your turn.
my action to move it over to the fucking Atropol. And I start rolling ones again.
Well, you got an 8 and a 9 in there.
17. It does save, but takes extra damage anyways. And luckily you rolled an even number, so I don't have to worry about it. Vulnerability plus half damage on an even number. It's easy math.
That it is.
The Atropol screams angrily as you hear the cracking glass sounds begin to sort of get louder and more frequent. It immediately just floats right at sort of like, I guess, the group that was at the strut. Basically just like angrily floats like towards, stops probably about 10 feet short of the edge of the edge of the balcony, and attempts to suck the life out of Pyro. Constitution saving throw, please.
I'm
Use
gonna
the-
use the
you got the thing.
Yeah,
Use
D8.
gonna use the thing.
The thing!
You manage to stave off its life drain, and it screams even angrier than before, as you see like the heat and the lava sort of fizzle and bubble onto like the where the umbilical cord is, sort of coming out of like the bottom of the Soulmonger, and that sort of burns away and snaps, and the thing just starts like flailing around wildly underneath of it, as it has now cut itself off from the Soulmonger itself. And Jez, it is your turn.
You're muted.
I said now I'm back to doing nothing. 10
Can
feet
you
away.
reach
I
it?
think.
Just smack it.
It's 10 feet away. Not within smacking range, right?
No, he is 10 feet out. If you jumped
Okay.
towards it, you
Yeah.
could probably hit it.
Once.
And if you jumped sort of really well, you could probably land on the Soulmonger, as it's only like half submerged in the lava.
And then I can begin the process of climbing out.
You'd have to like get to a wall to climb out.
Well, I could jump off the Soulmonger onto the wall
You
and
can't.
climb up the wall.
It's probably about 20 feet from the walls.
Either way. I'll just
It'd be
shoot
really
this.
cool though. Both of those hit, as it only has 5 AC.
That's sweet.
5
damage.
damage.
5 damage.
I did 48 damage to that strut the last turn, and now it's 5.
Oh
Yeah,
god.
that's it. That's my turn.
Why are you eating my pencil? Dusty.
I am going to levitate Pyro
Okay.
using my staff.
Okay. You use your staff and you cast Levitate on Pyro. Pyro begins to just kind of float into the air.
14 out of 20.
As part of that, do you want to... Because I think you can move him, like, around up to 20 feet as part of the casting, I believe.
Yeah, I will shove him in the direction of baby.
Okay. So you just... Pyro, you feel yourself just kind of lift off the ground and start drifting towards baby.
Wait,
I will-
where was Pyro? Where were you?
I was like, we were all
We're
right in
all-
the same
we're all-
place,
You guys
so
were
I was
all
hitting the
grouped
strut.
around the base of
Okay,
the strut.
okay.
Like, all 3 of you were
I
whacking at this thing.
I will try to. Yeah, you're just going forward.
Yep.
Nothing bad.
Okay.
Nothing bad can happen. As Pyro starts like drifting towards it, you hear the crystal cylinder shatter below you, and a myriad of tiny lights pour forth from within. The bright souls coil through the air like a tornado, blazing upward, and then vanishing in a blinding spectral flash.
I feel like that would be a really cool moment for Jafar as he is enveloped
this-
in.
This
All this bright light,
vortex
and then-
of souls essentially fills the whole like chamber beneath the lava pit, sort of like cycling around Baby and Jafar as he sort of floats in slowly with his stick with a little fist at the end of it. Probably be a little cooler if he had like a big cool sword or something like that. But he's got a stick with a fist.
Right
The
now,
fist
No, I'm
is
good.
a monk in
yeah,
Well,
he's
came
a
down.
heavily armored monk floating on in.
With
The
goat horns.
Atriple screams in agony and anger. And it is your turn.
I scream in agony and anger back at him, and I'm gonna
Got-
divine smite on every single one of these, and I'm gonna force the last 6 of my force damages.
have a chance of turning into a normal staff.
So
The last 5 of my damages.
you bellow out in anger. It like most
You
of it
bleat in
sounds like an
anger.
angry warrior scream. Sort of the end of it's kind of like bah! Like as like this sort of like goat like bit at the end kind of like cuts you off because you're turning
Oh.
into a goat. That's the joke.
This
It's
one,
funny because goat.
there'll be
Because it's a goat.
Two.
I don't even. Why am I looking at the AC?
Oh,
These are all.
2D.
Unless you crit fail, you hit him.
6,
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the crit fail mechanic, you would still hit him.
and then
If
I
you were
saw luck.
halfling, you would almost have no chance to miss.
To be fair, you should probably just roll 3d6 on the ones you hit, because if you're just doing 2 per, and you missed one, like if you crit failed, you'd miss out on some of your d6s. So just roll all
You'd
3
want to
on
roll
this
the
one.
3d6 on the first one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you want
okay, I'll
you
roll.
want to do if you're trying to spend them all, you'd want to roll as many as you can on each hit, just in case you roll a crit fail.
And
So
then
19 damage plus, because the
The
radiant gets calculated
level
differently.
3 divine smite, so
Okay.
that's 5.
Yes, 5d8.
Roll
Go away, little die.
5d8. Needs to be good. Not bad, not bad, not bad.
So it screams in
Actually,
agony as white, radiant light sort of just fills your staff as you strike it upon the gross maw. That's kind of a mouth, you think? Maybe? It's got teeth. I mean, that doesn't mean
Another
anything,
one?
though. It's a hit.
2d6. And roll 4d8, because this one's a level 2. That's the same thing. And last one.
Dun, dun, dun,
That
dun.
hits, right?
Yeah, as long as you don't crit fail, it'll hit. As long as that number ain't red.
another 48. Ooh.
That one's on above par.
So you strike it over and over again with like the full might of your god imbued into every strike. And with the last one, you see its sort of withered, misshapen form kind of twist and like begin to split down the middle, and the halves begin to just sort of fall as they lose all of their weightlessness, and they drift and begin to fall
Can I-
faster and faster.
Can I kick off one of the pieces of him? Float myself backwards?
Sure. You kick off like the front half as the rest of it sort of falls away and drift back to the ledge where your friends are. And you watch as this thing falls into the lava, and just the lava just sort of bubbles over, and it and the twisted remains of the Soulmonger begin to sink and burn away until they are completely gone from view.
I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna say, "Bad baby."
It probably can't hear you anymore.
I don't care.
The Atropol is dead.
Oh my god, we finally fucking
I'm gonna be like,
leave.
Dusty, let me float me down. I can't reach
No,
the floor.
hang on.
You're
Wait.
not coming down after
Wait.
that was your line? That was the line. Bad baby. I'm gonna send you higher up now. I just push him higher.
Wait.
Dusty just kind of
Don't-
waves a
don't
stick.
let
You
down
start to
yet.
float
You've got
up.
legendary actions. Does that make you a boss, baby?
We need to get to the portal on the other side.
So
But like, that's probably our way out.
as you begin to sort of like catch your breath, you just like you're all just like, oh my god, we did it. Oh god. Okay, you just kind of hear from far off on the other end of the chamber.
Oh god.
I want to know. Do I
Thank
even
you
want
for
to know?
applauding us.
You
We
look.
deserve this.
You look across, and you see a man, sort of a robed figure, with sort of pale gray skin and sort of sunken celestial eyes, sort of holding a kind of crutched in his his elbow, so this withered, fantastical looking staff, and he just sort of claps. You've seen this man once before, on a strange demiplane on your way out of Barovia. You recognize him as
Sarah?
the new figure. You recognize him as the planar body inhabited by a Sararak, the Eternal.
Neat.
And he says to you from the balcony on the far end where the exit portal is. It's like, I do love it when a good plan comes together. I was beginning, over the years, to think that sort of this endeavor of mine wasn't going to pay off. But I had faith in the four of you. Unlike my associate, Sarshan. He thought you were just pests. Pests that would simply get in the way, but I knew you were capable of much more. And I'm proud to say you delivered on my every expectation.
That's great. I'm gonna go now.
He sort of starts to
Turn
like
around and start walking up the stairs.
I think the way out is over there.
he kind of yeah, you kind of like look behind you at the top of the stairs, and that green skull door's closed, and the
I'm
keyholes
just gonna
are.
pretend that it's open.
It's like I'm just. There's no knob.
There's a secret door in there somewhere, I'm sure.
He's like, I have traveled the depths and breadth of the multiverse, and have come across many great powers, many different ways of collecting and harnessing energies. And you know what? The one thing that has always proved to be stronger than anything else was?
Love.
Yes. No. Sacrifice.
Is it yes? Okay.
Sacrifice. It has been used by religious groups for good and for evil since the dawn of time. You know, cults and even good practitioners of the religious arts have, continued to do it to this very day, because it holds a very strong and a very intimate power to it. And as he begins to talk, you see runes that you could not see before begin to just sort of light up on all of the walls of the chamber. Like, they start to just slowly glow, and, like, more and more begin to just sort of blink into existence. And looking around, you see arcane runes, you see elvish and dwarvish things, you see runes of magics that you couldn't even probably conceive of where they came from. And these runes begin to glow of all sizes and all shapes, and they begin to fill the chamber. And, like, more and more, and, like, as more start to blink into existence, it begins to speed up. It's almost like the night sky now, like a myriad of stars of just magical runes covering every surface of this large triangular chamber. As Sararak continues, his eternity can be quite lonely. It's not enough to just exist and, machinate on my own ideas and my own plans for this universe. I decided I wanted someone to share them with, someone of my equal, perhaps someone even stronger than myself, a dark goddess, to share in this ability.
You were making yourself a wife? You were making yourself a waifu?
Of sorts.
Motherfucker.
Oh.
It's like,
Was that
I'm-
his maybe?
he tells you, it's like, I spoke to you of sacrifice, to bring forth, or to bring back into this world a god, one must sacrifice something of equal measure. And you see this sort of white light begin to just start glowing in like the center of the pit above the lava. And it's just this kind of blob of light, probably like 2 feet in diameter. And it continues to glow brighter and brighter and brighter. And then the blob begins to sort of stretch out, and until it takes a humanoid shape, about probably like 5 foot tall, 6 foot tall, in between there. It, like a very humanoid shape starts to form out of the light, and then slowly it dims, and you see that it takes the form of a fair-skinned woman, clad in sort of silvery blue robes. Her skin and her clothing just sort of radiate an aura of just light that sort of fills the chamber. Her hair kind of radiates color, like every color of the spectrum sort of seems to glow and radiate through her hair. And you hear you see a Sararak sort of like bow a bit and says, "My lady Mistril, it is good to see you again. I have returned you to a world that has forgotten you, that has abandoned you." And you see her just sort of like, kind of like looking at her. So you see her sort of like looking at her hands and arms, almost like, you know, somebody that has forgotten what limbs were, that has, you know, been gone for so long they've forgotten even what a body is. And then you see like her hair begin, like her glowing, beautiful hair begin to darken, and it begins to turn black. Like a dark midnight black that seems to just drain the light from the room around it. And her clothes, again, also begin to just sort of darken. And you see a Sararak. As this transformation sort of begins to take hold of her, you see a Sararak basically start walking along the air towards her. He just basically just starts striding out. And he just seems to be walking on nothing. And he finally stops when he's in front of her. Says, "Come, we have an entire universe to reshape to our whim." And then you see him take her hand, and the two of them sort of dissolve into like a green, blackish mist that just sort of swirls in on itself and collapses until it is no more. And an eerie silence begins to fill the room.
Well, we saved a bunch of dead people.
Can we go home now?
Dusty, give me an Arcana check. You instantly recognize the name Mistril as the goddess of the weave, the original creator and god of all magic in this world. That she was essentially the one who created and brought magic to the world. She had died long ago, and then her sort of descendants and was reborn as different goddesses like Mistra, and, you know, sort of a long line of descendants, and all that has sort of gone through time. But the original creator and source of all magic in this world was her. So it seems Sararak has found himself quite the woman.
Good for him.
Can we go
I
home
hope
now?
he's happy. We destroyed the Soulmonger. Our job is done. The universe wants to implode. The universe's problem.
Get to the damn portal. I want to get out of here.
Yeah. I'm gonna start walking my way to the portal.
Just
Let's see if
spider
you
walk
can help
along
us
the
out.
walls. So
Yeah.
you walk along the walls.
Hmm?
Perhaps you even take the other way this time. You see that more pots and other ornate-looking containers decorate this other balcony.
Can I work out what these are?
Sure, give me an Arcana check.
Oh,
Am I
you-
still levitating?
Yes.
You're
Ten minutes
levitating
on it.
until 9 minutes and
only an
50
8.
seconds until and then I will bring you down.
You think that Dusty might know what these are.
I'm gonna start like pushing myself off against the ceiling, trying to
Okay.
like
Well,
move myself.
it would be all just as quick
Over
for
there.
Dado to like basically just float you across.
Yeah, but he's not
he's
going
up there.
to.
He's up there for as
He's in
punishment.
timeout.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you start slowly. It's taking you like you're going like 5 feet a minute because the ceiling doesn't really have anything to get purchase on.
Oh,
It's just
okay,
like
then
a
never
smooth-
mind. I'm
it's-
just gonna go back to like where there's land.
Oh yeah,
Dusty,
you figure you could get across in like 2-3 minutes or something like that, but it's slow going.
are
You're
these
just kind of like
magical?
slipping along it.
Okay, if I can make it there, then I'll.
Yeah,
make it there.
you feel
Yeah,
like you
Dust-
could definitely make it there in time.
Dusty
It's
can
just
give
taking
me
you
a
long.
hand.
Yeah, let me take a look.
Are you asking Dusty to cast levitate again? Well, with Pyro like
Well, I
halfway
mean, if he
across.
casts, well, once he gets over,
Oh.
Dado could just cast it on himself and help me over.
Aww. Okay.
All right, I'll bring him down because I gotta go. And I'll cast levitate on myself
You.
with the staff.
Yep.
But do you let me get to the portal first?
Yeah, I kind of push you over there.
Okay.
I need to take a quick look over these spots.
Take me with you.
They all seem to be the same thing. Or are you telling him to take a look at the pots?
Him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he wants me to look.
Give me an Arcana check.
Bam.
That's at least. You are positively certain that these are all phylacteries for various liches that must be associated with a Sararak in some manner.
What's one way to get rid of liches? What's one way to get rid of phylacteries? Would lava do it?
Could we throw?
I was about to say.
Dusty's got like one like in his hand, like ready to pitch over in the lava. You know that destroying a phylactery. Actually, I think I've got a thing in here that describes it better than I can off my memory. You know, destroying a phylactery is no simple task and often requires special rituals, items, or weapons to destroy them. You could, you could take these with you and spend time and money in that researching how to destroy, like, each one of them. I mean, it's a lot to take with you. But...
Wait, if we throw them in the lava, the lich comes back at these phylacteries, right?
Yeah. Well, within a certain distance of them. Like, not
Oh,
attached.
if we throw 'em in the
I think
lava,
it's
they
within
come back,
30
it's like,
feet of his
"Oh my God,
phylactery.
fire!"
Yeah, but well, Lich has a ton of health, so it would just start its turn in the lava, and you're like, well, this is unpleasant, and then just, like, cast, like, levitate on itself or something, and just, poof, fly out. And then go looking for whoever threw. You think that if you were to start pitching these things into the lava, there's, like, a very small chance that the lava might destroy some of them,
Mhm.
but, like, for the most part, it is much more
Do we
difficult than that to destroy a phylactery. You
We
also
need some
believe that
holy
these must be
exterminators.
liches that are in a Sararak service, or like, you know, like servants, other liches he knows, where it's like, yo man, like I made a new phylactery, like my folks are in town, I can't keep it in the other spare bedroom anymore. Can you hold on to
Yeah.
it for
Can't
now?
keep it in the wall.
It's like, you got room at your place? I can just keep this here. Wife's like, if you bring home another phylactery, I'm gonna fucking divorce you.
Well,
It's like, I
Since we
can't
can't
I
destroy
can't
'em.
keep it here, man. I can't.
I think we'll just have to tell someone about them. 'Cause we
So
can't.
you're gonna let somebody else brave 6 floors of horrid dungeon to destroy these phylacteries?
Hey, we did it.
Man, I don't feel like
kinda.
we could really do a whole lot at the moment.
Yeah, we can't carry
And-
them because we don't have bags of holding.
If we're like, I don't know
Yeah,
if
probably
liches
carry at
can
least
tell when their
one more.
phylacteries are under attack, but I assume they can. So if we start chucking phylacteries into the lava, I'm pretty sure we're just gonna have like an army of liches on us. And
Yeah, but I'm sure they can
no, thank you.
tell who we are.
I'm
Either
assuming
way.
at this point,
You figure it's yeah, not something that you can really do a whole lot with.
I don't even have fucking spell slots. Never mind.
You
So
also
probably have
figure that
nothing.
these things are probably not super susceptible to lava due to the fact that the Sararak thought it was fine to keep him over a giant pit of lava
Correct.
with his big tentacle, with his big goo baby and his tentacle cauldron and.
Well, in that case, let's just.
So eventually,
done?
you all make it over to the balcony. You see an ornate archway looming over this balcony. Grinning skulls are molded into the frame, and a glowing mist swirls within it.
Yeah, yes. Not
Yeah, I
anymore.
walk through it.
Yeah, so do I.
Okay.
I might be the
Stuart,
first one. I might be the
We're
first
just
one through
all
because of
so fucking over it.
Ijin. I want.
Kills me, it kills me.
we-
I don't give a shit. We're in.
We gotta
Where
go
did we?
get Azaka.
Wait, where did we go?
We gotta get Azaka, then we gotta get out of here.
Oh, there we go. Okay, I just saw
Wait, what
something
the fuck
fly
happened to
across the
Azaka?
screen when I wasn't looking.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
That's
he
another
doesn't-
story.
He don't know what happened to Exotic.
There's snake people outside, and they took her,
So,
and we gotta get her back.
You step out of the mist into an underground chapel with black basalt pillars and polished obsidian altar. Resting on the altar is a leather bag the size and shape of a human body, which appears to have been sewn shut. Beyond the altar, a heavy black drape hangs from an archway. 8 emaciated green-skinned creatures are shackled to the walls of the chapel, each one gazing towards you with a single baleful eye. The monsters begin
Ow.
to gibber and drool as they shake their manacles, eager to be set free. And you also see sort of a figure kind of standing in front of the altar and the bag. A well-dressed, sort of pale-skinned figure. A Barovian man. Actually, he's not really Barovian, but a man who ruled over Barovia. A certain Strahd von Zarovich. And
It's the strawberry banana witch.
and he's got a thing of wine. Because of course he does.
Hey,
Oh,
Dusty,
yeah.
it's your friend.
I'm like, guys, is this the strawberry banana witch?
Stop saying that.
The dolls. They told me it's
Well,
the
they've-
strawberry
they-
banana witch is here.
Yeah, but they've never met him. They've
That's
heard
true.
about him.
Guys, I think this is the strawberry banana witch.
Oh no! I
Stop,
clicked the
stop
thing.
saying that.
There.
I'm probably growling at him.
What? Is there anything you want from us now? We did what you asked.
So he just sort of, he kind of turns and looks at you, and he kind of swirls like the wine around in his glass. It's like, you look like you've been through quite an ordeal.
A little
You-
bit.
It would be very easy for me to destroy all 4 of you
Just
right
get
here.
Right.
over with
Think-
if you want. I'm
Think
done.
twice as I enter this room with not a scratch on me.
Oh.
Yeah, you reach for your lightsaber radiant thing from Barovia. Like, oh no, wait. So where did it go?
I know.
What more do you want from us?
He says that your friend here made me a bargain. That
He
would
told
set-
us.
that he would set the soul of Tatiana free. And I have been called many things throughout my long history, but I've always been a man of my word. But do not think that you will not see me again. And he just sort of like produces from his pocket a little black marble. And he just kind of like throws it at Dusty. Not like at him, but like throws it to Dusty. And you just kind of catch it.
He just
thought it
nails
was-
Dusty
yeah,
with
I
a
was
marble.
gonna say, how we doing?
You catch it. It's
Yeah,
just
we
bam.
catch it.
You just catch it. No problem.
I thought it was gonna be a smoke bomb.
Yeah. Spoof.
And then as the smoke clears, we see the
We just see him run out
The
the,
curtain
curtain.
behind
So it's like
him.
as you're like look at it, and like the rest of you all kind of like look at Dusty's hands, like what the fuck is that? And you look back and Strahd's gone.
I don't think I would keep my eyes off.
Do
him.
we see the curtain waving?
So every the curtain is waving a little more than
It's
it
just-
was before.
Like,
Do we?
That was a good try. You know,
It's
he
like, what
did-
is
we-
that
I get it.
on the back wall?
we
It is a
wanna
Sararak.
go
Look.
in
Look
here?
over there. Oh
I'm
no!
gonna go to the
behind
back.
you.
I'll
I
follow
don't
him.
have a sword. I was gonna say I rip it open with my sword.
Then I got a knife. I'll cut it open as to not harm whatever is inside.
Okay, so you find the unconscious but alive body of a sort of middle-aged female that is unknown to you.
wait. This is not in the.
No,
No,
they're
no,
the
no,
body
I
bag
was-
on the
There's
bag
one
on the altar.
Okay, I didn't hear that part. I was like,
There's no way
Inside is a
this
tiny.
thing-
There's a tiny
There's-
girl
no,
inside the
okay.
ball.
Yeah, no, I just
No,
I was
the-
confused.
Does she
is-
look Cholton?
Yeah, her skin's probably a little bit darker.
I'll be
Not
like,
dark, not like she's like more of a mocha.
can I do like, can I like shake her awake or something?
Yeah. Yeah, she seems to be under some kind of almost like a spell. Ripping her free from the bag seems to have broken most of it, and you were able to kind of shake her until she eventually comes to. And she's like, just kind of confused, like, oh, who are you?
Hi. Who are you? Why are you in the tomb of the 9 gods right now?
She said, I was taken and brought here by something. I don't know. There was a great battle, war, over my home, and I fled. I was, terrified that, something bad was going to happen to Mesro, where I'm from. I went to seek out my husband, and
Oh my god. Oh no.
like I fled the city, and soon after I did, I watched from a nearby hill as the whole city vanished. I
So-
began to make my way to Port Nyanzaru
tell
in
her.
search of my husband, but everything went dark, and I don't remember what happened after that. The only thing I remember beyond that is you waking me up.
So, like, this version of Jafar has not really ever met artists besides like that one encounter.
Yeah, you would
So
have.
I know nothing.
Oh.
So
she-
I'm just gonna be
me.
like divine sense on her.
She seems like a regular person.
Like she's
You're
good,
getting no
she's
bad
good
vibe.
aligned.
Yeah, you're
Ever.
getting no like evil vibes off her whatsoever.
What were the things around the room?
They look like these like human-sized creatures with just like one
We-
big, huge eye.
We have seen them.
Oh, you've seen Nothics before. That's right. You saw them in Barovia.
Yep.
You see much like the Nothics you saw in the Amber Temple in Barovia, and the 8 of them they're all kind of just struggling. They're all chained to the walls, and one of them, you see one like just in particular that seems to just be staring longingly like at the 4 of you.
And
I'm gonna look at this girl. I'm gonna be like, okay, you don't seem evil, which is good because
like,
everything else in this tomb
like,
has
dear-
been evil.
It's like what tomb? Where are we?
We are currently in this thing called the Tomb of the 9 Gods. I'm as confused as you are, honestly. I woke up in this place too. It's fucked, yo. Okay,
We
so-
just want to get out.
We just want out. And
Yeah.
you're welcome to come out with us because I don't think you want to stay here, do you?
do these
No,
things
I
look like
must
they wanna
get-
kill us?
I must get to my... No, they don't look malicious. They just look like they've been imprisoned and shackled to these walls, and they do look like very monstrous. You do remember the ones in the Amber Temple
Barovia?
being... Yeah, you remember those ones being kind of skittish?
Yeah, but
And they were kind of
different than-
prying into your mind, trying to steal your secrets.
I don't have secrets.
But all of them just kind of seem to be looking around and kind of like, except for like one. One just seems to be like not even struggling so much, and it's just staring, almost like longingly at like the 4 of you.
I'm gonna be like, you're welcome to come out with us. 'Cause honestly, we really don't. This seems to be the only way out. If
She's
like,
like if you're trying to leave, then yes, I must get back to my husband. I must find him.
yeah, well, sure,
I don't know
you're
how-
welcome to
I don't know
get-
how
you're
long I've
welcome
been
to
here. When-
come out with us after that? No idea.
She's like, do you know the
We'll see
fate?
how.
Do you know the fate of Mesro?
Nope,
It's like how long
even
how
know
long
what
have
that
I been
is.
here?
no idea.
We have no idea.
You'd heard stories.
We-
but-
Jafar has
we
no
went-
idea.
I'm pretty sure we went through Mesro, didn't we? Or
Well,
no, we
no,
didn't.
no,
we
we
skipped
didn't.
it.
Yeah, you heard about it. You heard that it disappeared like more than 100 years ago.
Jafar
Ew.
didn't.
Yeah, so
No, you did.
Say,
Actually,
Because
no,
this
you
was
know.
this was before Omo.
Yeah, you disappeared when we had Omo.
Yeah, this was like back when you were traveling through the. You probably heard about it back in Port Nyanzaru, of all places.
Oh, okay. Then I'll be like, what did I hear? What
Yeah,
did I
you,
remember?
no,
gone
you,
for
you
100
vaguely
years.
recall like something about the city of Mesro disappearing like 100 years ago. Oh, you heard about it from,
Here's the ball.
no, the woman in charge of the Order of the Gauntlet at the fort. when you-
Liara
Oh,
Portier.
yeah, her.
Yes. She is the one because they were quite interested in Mesro because that's in their
I'll be
like
like,
territory.
I've heard that it's disappeared, but I can't like give you any any firm details. I'm not familiar with it too much. Like we can get
It
you out, we
disappeared
can
when?
find you people. How long ago did it disappear, guys? I have no idea.
Hundreds of years ago, right?
Yeah.
Hundreds of years ago. So I guess
Like,
you've been here for hundreds of years. How old are you?
It's like, well, like clearly I seem to have been preserved of some kind, but like have I been here that long? Please,
Fucking
we must
lucky,
we
eh?
must find my husband. He would still be alive. He had certain enchantments on him that allowed him longevity of life.
That's pretty neat. I wonder if we can meet him too.
It's like, I'm sure you can.
Mhm.
Well,
She's like,
let's
please,
get you out of
my
here
name is
and-
my name is Alessandra.
Mhm.
Alessandra.
Yep.
Nice to meet you. I'm Jafar.
I'm gonna
Okay.
go with Cass. Do we know what Nothics, what languages Nothics can understand or speak?
It's like undercommon, I believe.
Oh, isn't that convenient, Cass?
I can talk in undercommon.
What do they
I
want?
think.
Well, without even talking to them, probably to not be shackled to the wall.
Are
Yeah, they
yeah,
seem to be want to be like let free. They seem to be here. Like all of this seems to be some kind of sacrifice room.
Wow, who would have thought?
I mean, you had fresh body on the table. These things chained to the walls, altar,
Well, kind of
blah
fresh.
blah. Yeah, this seems. Yeah, it is undercommon. I remember
Yeah.
correctly.
Do you have some thieves' tools?
I do.
Can we
I
just
don't-
like start smacking
Um,
their shackles
Yeah,
off?
they all start gibbering nonsense. The one kind of like looking sort of longingly at you. Like throughout the nonsense, you can kind of hear it saying, "You left me behind."
Ooh, I can't understand them. It's fine.
I'm gonna have. Was it Joho? I'm gonna use Joho, so I can understand them too,
Okay.
Why? I can
You
understand them.
hear the one
cause I want to.
the one that seems to have like a fixation on you guys is just throughout the other kind of just nonsense. It's sputtering. It's just keeps saying, "You left me behind.
Oh, I can't understand it. It's
You,
fine.
you
Don't
left,
feel like-
you left me there."
Have we met?
I'm
You-
gonna start
Barovia?
trying to undo
you
some of
left
the shackles.
you left me behind.
In
I think
Barovia?
something's wrong with this one.
You hear a word that kind of comes off. It sounds like jail or like prison or something like that. You're not sure.
Like, yeah, something's really wrong with this one.
Dado doesn't even know what's going on.
Oh yeah, he was.
Oh yeah, Dusty wasn't around.
I'm gonna start trying
No.
to undo the shackles.
We'll explain later.
Yeah,
the
they all
party
seem to
used to
have
be
like a
bigger.
padlock on them. If you had some like thieves' tools, you could probably pick it.
Yeah,
or-
I got him.
Yeah,
people
could
with-
be like a thieves' tools from a pack from our last companion.
Does this one recognize the thieves' tools?
Yeah, it seems to like
I'm not-
stare.
I'm
It
not-
seems to stare at the thieves' tools with interest, almost as if remembering something from like a past life.
I'm just gonna try to ignore it and start letting the other ones go. I'll get to that one last.
Okay. You're able to, with enough time, you're able to sort of pick the locks and free them. They all kind of like skitter about the like and sort of hide like the corners of the room from you, not entirely sure of what to do. Basically, they're beginning to act like scared animals more than anything else.
Well, do whatever the hell you want now, buddy.
So you free the last one, the one that seems to know you. It seems to recognize you guys, and it too kind of skitters and like cowers back, like with its friends. But it, like as you guys sort of like make to leave, you can see it kind of pushing forward a little bit and like sort of hanging like a few feet forward, and like almost like it's trying to follow you or like see where you're going.
Anyway, it's behind the curtain.
You tear open the curtain, and death is behind it. No,
Awesome.
behind the curtain is a 10-foot wide, 45-foot long hallway set with 4 decorative archways and have blank walls within them. 3 paths marked out in red, gold, and purple tile snake along the floor, each leading to one of 3 archways. A charred skeleton on the floor points to the 4th archway, which has no path leading to it. A single torch burns in a wall sconce at the far end of the hall, and mounted below it is a bronze plaque that bears a warning in common: "Behold the fate of those who defy me."
I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna ask the Nothics. I'm gonna be like, "Yo, which way is out?"
They just kind of gibber nonsense at you.
Big cool talk.
They gibber mostly nonsense at you. Ijin tells Wacky to follow the purple tile pathway to see where it leads, because purple's Ijin's favorite color. And Shigambi tells Jez urges you to not stray from the tiled pathways.
Does Unk say anything?
Nope.
Okay.
It's still just waving its tentacles in your mind,
not
going,
step
"You
up
did
the colored
it!"
path.
I'm gonna root it with it in my mind.
Which colored path do we want to go down? Is that skeleton like pointing at?
Yeah, it's pointing at the only archway that does not have a path leading to it.
Yeah.
It's like very specifically pointing at like the archway with no path.
I very specifically do not trust it then, because it's pointing off the path.
But it could mean
You thought that puzzles and traps were done. You were wrong.
Yeah.
Time for 7 more floors of the
Yeah,
tomb.
of course it would be.
I'm gonna go jump in the lava.
Anyone have any direction they want to go?
Where do you
I
guys
do.
think we should go?
Asian likes purple.
Let's go to this one.
That's not
Yellow?
Oh, okay.
It's probably
Like,
gold.
I
yellow.
think
It's
Asian
not
likes the purple
yellow.
one.
It's gold.
Oh.
To be fair, you
Because
probably
gold means treasure.
it probably smells
Sometimes.
like
Most
gold.
a decent some amount. Just go over there.
If gold means
Oh.
treasure, then we probably want to get out.
Are they doorways or are they like portals?
They
What are
look
they?
like doorways, but there's no door. It's just like flat stone.
Yeah, it's
So they're-
probably Luzier.
But they're not like they're archways essentially. Like they're not specifically a like squared up doorway like you would have seen throughout the rest of the dungeon. These are specifically arches, kind of like the
And-
misty archway you stepped through,
Oh,
but
okay.
just like narrower.
Can we see through them?
Nope. You just
It's a wall.
it's just a wall. A wall with an
And-
archway.
And this thing is a torch?
Yeah, there's a torch at the very end of the hall. Perhaps if you speak friend, one of them will open.
I like the purple one.
I want to go to the torch.
Maybe we shouldn't step off the tiles or the trails.
Yeah.
Okay, then I will not go to the torch.
My vote's for purple.
And then Dusty still wants to go yellow or gold.
I'm just trying to pick one to keep this up, because I ain't standing here for 20 minutes trying to figure out which
Dan-
door we're gonna look at.
Then
I'm
let's
Let's
gonna
do like
start
an
on
insight
the
check
purple
to see
trail.
which door
Let's
seems
go down
like the
purple trail,
best.
then.
Okay, purple, go.
Is that
Purple.
a thing?
No,
Wait.
purple.
As we're going, I'm using my last spell slot. Cast Death Ward on Dusty.
Okay.
The insight check is a no-go.
You don't think it's gonna matter.
What are you gonna insight check?
He wants to know
Oh.
what's the better pathway.
Yeah.
Oh, that.
'Cause when Midrash was dead and he was coming back, there were the 2 doors, and I got an insight check there. I thought this might be the same thing.
Are you dead?
No. Inside, but
Alright, purple trail. Let's go.
Okay.
guess we're going purple.
So you head over to the purple doorway, or not doorway, but you follow the purple thing to an archway, and you're standing in front of an archway.
I'm gonna touch whatever's in front.
Wait, how many charges of the Wand of Secrets do you have left?
All of
Probably,
them, don't you?
Probably all of them. Yeah, I don't think I've used it.
Use that shit. You what lights up?
I touch whatever's in front. The stone.
Okay.
Wand of Secrets first. I think it's better just Wand of Secrets
So
first.
touching it.
He touches the stone, and it begins. The wall begins to take on the consistency of thick mud as you touch it.
You.
That doesn't look like the way out.
You know, I have a feeling all of those are gonna be the exact same thing. They're all doors. Okay? You wanna go touch the other ones? Or you wanna just go do this?
I'm gonna go back down the purple trail and perception check the spot on the wall the skeleton's pointing to.
Sure.
Oh, wait, I thought we were at purple.
You are at.
Where
No,
the
I'm
purple's
gonna
up here.
I'm gonna go back
She's
down the
going
purple
down
trail.
to here.
Oh, okay.
Down the trail.
You really just. We have the wand. Just use the wand.
With that, you find that it is a archway of stone and a flat stone wall.
While everyone's looking at Wacky, I use the Wand of Secrets really quick.
Use the secrets, and it points to the archway at the end of the golden path.
Okay, and I quickly put it behind my back.
It bloop, points there.
I didn't find anything. Anything? Mud wall.
You know, let's go check. We'll just poke all of them. Okay, did you touch that? Did you touch the was it like this?
It
So I
didn't
like
do
just
anything.
poke it and does like a jello-like jiggle effect.
Well, if I push on it, does anything happen?
When you push on it,
Oh, okay.
you trigger a glyph of warding on the door that you were not
Oh.
able to spot.
At my spot?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You didn't roll anywhere near high enough to catch this glyph of warding.
Oh, good.
So a blast of cold erupts from the doorway. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
What'd you get? +3. I'm near enough, I guess.
That is not enough. 23 is not enough.
No, you are not close.
Cool.
Yeah.
It
Yes,
is.
it is.
Literally.
You take 5d8 cold damage.
Oh, for the love of God.
21 cold damage.
That's
Erupt.
right.
Doesn't
in the
actually drop me. Oh, thank God.
That's right in the middle.
Ow.
So once that sort of activates, you see a wall of fire fill the hallway on the southernmost end. So basically, right in front of the curtain, a wall of fire 10 feet high and 10 feet wide just sort of fills the hallway and begins to slowly creep up and advance.
Which way do you want
Fun.
to go?
And
The
all
fun
I
don't
wanted to do was
stop.
touch the purple one.
I'm gonna quickly
The
run
purple
over
one
to
turned into mud.
this one,
Yep.
and I'm gonna just touch it.
So you touch it, setting off the glyph of warding on that archway. All creatures
I did that
within a
every two.
20-foot radius sphere. So everybody, give me a dexterity saving throw as
I don't think it's gonna
thunder
matter for me.
erupts from the doorway.
Was it Dex?
Wacky
+3.
makes it.
I don't.
Guys will be
Pyro,
fine.
nobody else does.
Mine is like. You give me a +3, right?
Everybody takes
Yeah.
16 thunder damage. Wacky takes 8.
Doesn't
Oh,
matter, I'm
That
down.
was not that bad.
And what's her face? She eats.
Oh yeah, I guess
She
she's here.
she eats a blast of thunder damage that like doubles her over. She seems to be in considerable pain from it.
You guys okay?
Yeah, are you alive?
No, I was at 5.
Yeah, so she's unconscious. Wacky just drops.
I'm down
Does
5.
Sake.
I have absolutely no healing right now.
Okay,
Alright,
well, we gotta
I'll
put a
have to
Good
medicine
thing-
check
to
on
her.
her.
Go
Good
to the
thing
mud
short
wall.
rest.
If that opened
Yeah,
up, we can
okay.
always
Pick her
hide in
up
there.
and go into the and we're going into
Yeah,
the mud wall.
I grab her. We go into the mud.
Okay,
Well,
so
I
you
can-
guys.
I'll stabilize her.
Thank
Let's spare
you.
the
Yeah.
dying.
Yeah, we'll stabilize and then go.
Okay.
While we're going.
So you guys beat feet and sort of push yourselves into the mud.
I'll be dragging Alessandra, or whatever her name is.
When you do, you emerge. You emerge. I gotta zoom out. Boop. You emerge from a wall. I might as well just do this. You emerge from sort of the corner of some kind of a library. There is a tunnel that continues off to the east, and there are just large bookcases with just stacks and stacks of old dusty books. And there is an old man sort of asleep in a chair. A bespectacled old man asleep in just like a reading sitting chair sort of at the north end. He's got like a book in his lap and he's asleep.
Don't care. Ignore him. Let's go. What's?
He
we
might
see
know the
what's-
way out.
Can we see what's down here?
It seems to just end in a wall.
Normal
I'll
men do not.
handle this.
Oh,
And
no.
I get to this edge right here.
Does anyone have any healing left?
I have
You're
We
not
have to have
dying,
like some
at least.
healing potions, don't we?
I don't think I have nothing.
I can
Let me see
use
what I
my
have.
Kyogton's ointment.
Okay.
So you smear ointment on Wacky's face.
Do we
And-
want to take a second in this library?
And just short rest.
Do we want to just take a minute? Thank you.
Now I have no more Kyogton's ointment.
I mean, we could try.
I mean, you should probably ask the old
I
man.
say
He
we
seems to
should
live here.
try.
Well, I mean, he's
If
sleeping,
he's asleep
so
and we can just hide, and I don't wanna. I trust nothing in this tomb.
Is he sleeping?
he's sleeping.
Can we be like in this
Oh.
tunnel?
Soft, dulcimer music fills this room, the walls of which are painted the color of dried blood. Bookcases draped in cobwebs and dust line the
Right.
walls and stand 4 deep in the middle of the room. Hundreds of leather-bound tomes weigh down their sagging shelves. At the one end of the room, a small study contains a padded leather chair, a footstool, and a small table, as well as 3 corpses dangling upside down from shackles and chains bolted to the ceiling near the north wall. A
Yeah, we're not
lantern-shaped
waking him up.
Great.
A lantern-shaped device resting atop the table appears to be the source of the music, and an old man lies asleep in the chair, his horn-rimmed spectacles slipping down to the end of his nose.
This is no man.
It's an old man with a bunch of corpses, hanging on the wall above him.
No, I'm saying this is no man. Can you see if this dude is undead?
Yeah, I'll divine sense.
You get the sense that the man is not all he appears to be. Beyond
Right, someone living in a tomb.
Yeah.
Beyond that that's not a useful book. Beyond that, I have to look because I don't remember. I'm gonna get there. Divine sense is undead and fiends, if correct.
Yeah, and I think Faye.
Hang on.
And celestials.
Yeah. You believe that this thing is some kind of fiend. Or some
Oh,
kind of
that's just what I wanted to
otherworldly
hear.
devil or demon or the like.
I'm gonna be like, Dusty, quietly look.
It looks just like
Or-
an old human man, though.
Quietly, Wand of Secrets. We'll get through there, and then we'll long rest. Or short
Is-
rest, or whatever.
Is he evil?
Is he evil?
Yeah, he seems pretty evil.
Okay,
Oh,
let's just
God.
keep moving. Keep moving.
Okay, I'm gonna move over here.
Just whisper to the wand of secrets.
No, because I'm not. Right here is not long enough.
Oh. Well,
So I'm gonna perception check the walls, this first tile, to see
for pit
if there's
traps?
for any sort of traps.
Seems perfectly safe.
All right, we're gonna step in,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna get just close enough
Okay.
Yeah, right before the edge of the second tile.
Okay.
And I'll do wand of secrets, but I will not throw it.
You just
I will just
gently,
hold it.
lovingly
Just
whisper it.
hold it like this. Wand of secrets.
It kind of spins around in your hand and points directly at the end of the hallway.
Of course it does.
Directly to the very obvious end of the hallway, much
Yeah.
like most of the hallways you've seen throughout this tomb.
Okay, perception check. This next square.
Oh yeah, perfectly safe square. You couldn't
Okay.
imagine a safer square.
Next square.
I take that back. This is the safest square you've ever seen. You couldn't imagine a safer square before. This is it.
Okay, next square.
Okay. This one, you are so positive that this is the safest 5x5 dungeon tile square you have ever seen in your life. Like, you almost want to take a scribe. You want to, like, lay some paper down and do an etching of it so you can kind of like, hang it on the wall of your study and just admire
Okay.
it till the end of
And
your
I
days.
also get to roll my thing. Yay! I get the thing for
bonus to
1 hour.
bonus to perception checks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we want some of this?
You got
knowledge?
one square left.
Okay.
You want some of these books?
No.
One
No,
more
I
square.
want to get
Advantage.
out.
Yeah,
fuck
you're like
with no
this
old
square.
bean.
Like this square is built really well. Not as good as that last one, but it's really
Right.
good.
Of course,
Like,
naturally. Okay.
It's pretty nice. Pretty nice. Pretty nice square.
And we're gonna walk up to the wall.
Yep. And you're like, yeah, this wall looks like it would push aside like the secret doors I'm used to finding.
Is it trapped?
I will. Hang on.
Yep.
I will. What is it? I will detect magic.
Okay, you cast Detect Magic. You detect very faint signs of evocation magic on the door, like little remnants of thunder magic. But it seems as if all the magic from this door has been spent.
Doesn't that seem
This
familiar?
fucking connects to the yellow line, doesn't it?
It probably does.
Open the door.
Why is this such a fucking chore?
This is the doom of the
Um,
Nine Gods!
I'm
I
going
just wanna
to.
get
Do I
out.
feel? Do I feel any heat?
No, it feels like all the magic has kind of poured out of it. You're just
I know, but
getting like
do I feel any other sense of like heat?
no,
Like a
From
big
the
wall
door.
of fire.
nope. Seems nice and cool and stony.
I am going to slowly, so slowly, as slow as I can.
Because
open
he's
this
old
door.
and he can go really slow.
Okay. Yeah. Dusty seems to have frozen in time.
I could probably read one of these books in the time that it takes you to open this door.
Please don't. Don't touch anything.
Yeah, they seem like dusty old spell tomes or something like that. Like these might be this might be an arcane library
Yeah,
of some kind.
I can't do shit with those.
Please
Open
don't
the
touch
door.
anything.
Yeah, you imagine that this is a treasure trove of sort of magical lore and spells and arcanum, maybe lost to all of time.
Doesn't matter.
Unless any of them say, "Oh, you have Zoltec."
This
How to eye Zoltec for dummies.
What's behind the door?
Dusty's still opening it. It's gonna take a minute. So Dusty slowly peels the door aside, revealing a very familiar-looking hallway with 3 paths, sort of marbled into the stone: a gold one, a red one, and a purple one. And there's a charred skeleton pointing at like an empty doorway.
Is there a wall of fire anywhere?
Doesn't seem to be.
Okay. So we went to purple. Which door did we come out of?
The gold
It
one.
came out of yellow.
Okay. So we went through purple. Yellow just brought us out here.
Yep.
We have red and this
Nothing.
one.
You've read, and the one that the skeleton is
Do
pointing
we-
to.
Didn't
Do
you
you
already?
wanna go
push that
back to
open?
the chapel and take a minute?
Yes.
I'm still detect magic. Do I detect any magic on this?
Yes. You detect evocation magic coming from that red alcove.
Because
Okay.
that also has a word on it.
Don't touch that.
Can we
Go.
go back into the chapel?
Yes.
DM.
I mean, do you if you want to? It's full of
We are
Nothics.
going to
Fine.
attempt to.
Are you going to like? How do you want to proceed down the hallway?
Sticking to the path.
Interesting. Okay. So you are back in the chamber. Like, sort of as you kind of pull the curtain back aside to sort of step back into the chamber, the Nothics are all basically in, like, a clump, like, right at the curtain. Almost as if they were probably, like, peering down the hall at you. And they sort of disperse
Hey.
back, but they're all kind of, like, hanging out, like, kind of close now. Like, they
Hey guys,
kinda...
we're back.
You found a door in the invisible area, didn't you? A place with no path, right?
They don't seem to... They don't seem to
No,
make
no, no.
any... Oh.
Oh wait, Chiron is unconscious. Never mind.
No,
wait,
I'm
No,
not.
no, you used
I'm
your
out.
healing
He's up.
thing.
So yeah, I'll ask him because.
Well, he
set up
found
that
he found a
trap there.
ward.
I found a trap.
He tried to open,
Oh.
like he basically touched the wall and got zapped.
We could try looking there again to see if there is actually a door there. Because I touched it and I got zapped.
Oh
I'm-
well,
I'm gonna say
we
let's
just wanna
just
go
sit
there.
here. No, let's just sit here for a
I
minute.
would like half an hour.
okay.
Please stay. Thank you.
Ugh.
Take a half an
Okay.
hour.
We're gonna short rest.
So,
I get one of my 3rd level spell slots back.
so as you begin your short rest, you find the Nothics beginning to sort of encroach on you, and they start sort of getting like they're kind of cautious at first, but much like sort of a flock of pigeons that think you've got like food, they start kind of getting closer and closer, and they start kind of like pawing at you and kind of like digging at your belongings. And they start getting a bit more aggressive as you sort of sit here, trying to sort of keep to yourselves. And they start kind of like pulling at you, and they're getting real
do they want?
handsy.
They're just being Nothics.
Can you tell them to back off? Like give us space? Can I don't
I'm
have
pretty
any
sure
money.
you can do that.
I can comprehend. I can't speak.
Yeah, I'm sure they will understand. Aggression is a universal language there, bud.
I don't want to
But
be
then
aggressive
it might
to them.
attack us. I don't
Like,
want them to start hitting us with weird mind magic.
So then we should leave.
do we have like gold we can just
I
hand
can't.
them?
I can't take
You
another
don't
hit
think
like
they
that.
want gold?
They want secrets.
Okay.
They might also
Can
just
we-
be hungry. They might want to eat you. It's kind of hard to say.
Well,
Can we try short resting behind the curtains?
In the hallway.
Yeah.
Like sitting
Wait,
on one of the
What
tables.
is this thing, by the way? Just a giant stone
It's
slab?
an obsidian altar.
Um,
I just want to get out.
what
of
does it
here.
look like?
I,
Can you
If-
describe it a little
if
bit
another
more?
trap
It
goes
looks
off,
like
I
a
can't
big
take another hit.
block
Yeah,
of
but I
obsidian.
can.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you're gonna be dragging my body out of here.
No, I can go on my own and take the brunt of it.
And if another thing of fire shows up,
You can just go in one of the doors that we've already opened.
I mean,
Is
you
there
know,
even?
you
a
know
curtain?
that, like Wacky's discharged at least one of the wards. But there's, you know,
Yeah.
there's only one ward left. But Dusty is able to tell you that wards do sort of have the tendency to regenerate over time.
does he know how long of a time?
It could be anything. Could be 30 minutes. It could be a day. Could
Okay,
be,
so how long has it been right now? We've been
Eh,
in this
been a-
room for what?
You've,
a minute?
you've only been in here for like a couple of minutes. These things are really kind of distracting you from taking your short
Okay,
rest.
what all?
Okay, do we want to go back into the curtain?
If I scream, it probably shocked me. So I'm gonna follow the purple path to the place where Charon got zapped
Yep.
or fireballed. I can't remember.
I
It
don't
was
know.
cold damage.
It was
actually.
cold damage. Got iced.
Cold. Yeah. I will push where the skeleton is pointing.
So you find, you believe that it is some kind of door. Give me an investigation check. You figure out sort of how to kind of click it aside and push it over. You've seen Dusty do it like a whole bunch of times, so you kind of are able to figure it out. And it slides aside, revealing a small chamber with sort of a well.
Can we go in and close the door behind us?
No. And also, Jez is the only one here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll let them know that this is indeed another room, and it seems to be creatureless.
Let's go in there. Follow the trail. Go into the damn room.
Inside, you find a pool of jet black ooze glistens inside this silent chamber whose walls are decorated with relief carvings depicting black stars.
Stars are
Is
black.
is it the same kind of black as that stone strawed through us?
Black is black.
Yeah.
The stone was black. Like the stone was basically like a perfectly polished black marble.
Yeah. I don't see why they'd be connected.
But it is
Why
black.
else would he
and this
throw
is
us a black marble? What?
I don't know. What is the black marble? Can you identify it?
Like, it has to do something. Otherwise, what's the fucking point of a black marble?
He just tossed it at us.
The distraction.
Here, souvenir.
He tossed it to Dusty.
Yeah. Dusty, do you think you gotta identify it? Or if it's magic at all?
Is detect magic still on me or no?
It seems to have some kind of faint aura of magic on it. It doesn't seem to do a thing in particular. Like you're having a hard time kind of piecing together what exactly the type of magic is on it, but it does sort of faintly give off hints of magic.
What?
I said identify.
Oh,
Oh yeah, might be able to discern what its use is, like we did the
Yeah.
scepter.
yeah. I'm gonna stand by the door over here, keeping an eye out, just making sure
Actually,
nothing's
since
coming at us.
I just got one of my spell slots back, I'm gonna heal myself.
Well, we haven't even finished
Oh,
the
shit,
short
shit.
rest.
Yeah,
has
you
the
never
pearl,
finished a short
doesn't she?
rest.
No, well, I mean,
Oh, you got it
just
back
take.
because of the pearl?
Yeah, the pearl.
Oh yeah, your pearl of power.
Yeah, I'll identify.
The identify spell doesn't seem to tell you a whole lot. All you are able to discern is that it is some kind of key.
Some kind of what?
Key.
Key. Okay, you cut out.
Some sort of what?
Some sort of
Key.
key.
Oh, key. Okay, I just heard E, and I was like, what?
E. It seems to be the letter E from some long lost civilization, whose
this
language
a
was
Mesoan?
It seemed their language was entirely made of spheres.
Is this a Ganser? I don't know.
Put it in the pool. I want to see what happens.
That
I don't
seems-
know, like
Can we
hold it
throw
with a
something
mage.
else?
Hold it with a
Can-
mage hand. Just put it under the pool.
Yeah.
Whatever's in
Yeah.
there.
What happens?
Can
when I
we,
put
can we
mage
try
hand in it?
putting? Yeah, put
Uh,
mage hand
you-
with something else in there first. In case it just like eats everything.
You grab a coin with your mage hand
Sure,
and
copper.
stick it into the. No, you take a platinum, and you stick it because you guys weren't specific. So you take a platinum piece
Doesn't
out of your
matter.
pocket and you dip it under the water with holding it there with your mage hand, or not water, the black ooze,
Why'd you
thick,
guys say you were gonna
viscous
put something?
black
I was just gonna
ooze.
put the mage hand in.
I said copper.
Well, nobody was being clear, so I just went with whatever I
I
felt
don't
like.
care. All the
I
So
didn't-
you
yeah.
you
Mine
hold
is
it in
platinum.
you hold it in the black ooze, and then you take it back out, and sort of like as you pull it back out, all the ooze that kind of comes with the mage hand and that all just sort of dissolves and disappears, and it's just gone, and you still have your platinum piece clutched in your mage hand.
Okay.
Okay, so we can throw it in there, and if it doesn't work, we can pull it back out.
Yeah, I guess I'll. Do you want me to dunk it in there?
Yes.
Yeah.
And maybe switch it for a copper.
No, like we're doing the marble.
Oh, the marble. Yeah. Put it in there.
So you drop the black marble into the ooze. It sinks and disappears into the ooze, which rises up suddenly and forms a 4-foot tall black obelisk, a miniature version of the obelisk that stood outside the tomb entrance.
I touch it.
Is
I,
it like
I just
Porky?
touch it.
I see Kron going. Okay, I grab on.
So you see Charon throw himself at the obelisk and just kind of just dissolves, just kind of like into nothing and is gone.
Let's
I
go.
follow.
Oh, sweet death. Touch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, how's
Everyone
everyone
else
go?
is going.
Oh, sweet death.
The world around you dissolves into darkness, and then light
As you all die.
pinpricks of light begin
It's
to sort of
okay.
form off in the distance, and you feel the world kind of just stretch back into shape, and suddenly you find yourselves standing a few feet from the obelisk outside the entrance to the Tomb of the Nine Gods.
I'm just gonna collapse again.
Sort of bright sunlit sky kind of beaming
Sky.
overhead. Seems to be, it's probably like mid-afternoon at this point. Like the warm sun kind of just beating down on you, the humid jungle around you. Just like an
Humidity.
it's just an
Call
instant
Gundren.
temperature change of tens of degrees.
What about Azaka?
You kind of
No, by the time Gundren gets here, we've killed every single one of those snakes.
So you
Okay.
you kind of listen, and you all seem to have a much more clear mind. The voices that have just sort of been nattering at you in the back of your head have all disappeared the instant you touched that obelisk and escaped the tomb. Like, it is now quiet. And you see, like, you kind of look, and you see Dusty's clothes, his brilliant robes, begin to just sort of flake away and
Oh
dissolve.
god, not again.
Yeah, he's naked again.
And the stick, the big fancy staff in his hand, also begins to just sort of dissolve and
Oh,
flake
no.
away. Jez's scimitar
Oh,
begins to
man.
disappear. The necklace, the other objects that you collected from the various...
Even my Wand of Wonder.
even your Wand of Wonder,
Oh, good
your,
thing I used the pearl before it disappeared.
your Ijin horn, also, all of it just kind of flitters away to ash and is just sort of carried away on the wind. And you all kind of like look as like all these objects that you've collected just kind of disappear. And then Jafar, you begin to not feel so good. And you look, and the thing that was once partially Jafar, or
Are you
created
fucking
from
kidding
him,
me?
begins to just sort of turn to ash and flake away. And you watch as Jafar just kind of flitters away into ash and is carried away by the hot Chultan breeze.
Beautiful. I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
God damn it.
So you, the three of you, as well as Alessandra, who's hurt, you know, from your
She
adventures.
doesn't like the ash.
No, she seems to be fine. But she's kind of
Good to
beat
know
up.
you're a real person, Alessandra.
She's kind of beat up from, you know, your fun in that hallway. She doesn't seem like she doesn't seem like the warrior type. She's are we out? Like, what? This kind of, it looks like Omu, but like
As
Omu.
can I as I'm leaving, as I'm dissolving, can I say bye?
I'll
Fucking
be
Yes.
back.
stop.
Yes, you can.
Thank you.
I'm gonna take the sending stone and put it in Dusty's hands for him to call Gadrin because I can't fucking do this. Just call her
Do
right,
it.
please.
I do it.
I can't.
Dusty is sort of like holding it up, looking for bars. Just dials up Gadrin.
I know it's signal out here.
You hear a voice kind of crackle to life from the stone, and you just hear, what? It's you. By
Please come
Moradin's
pick us up.
by Moradin's beard, you're alive.
Get
It's
us
been-
the hell out of here.
It's been 4 years.
We've all been
hear
giving up.
Gadrin,
It's
I
been
just start
100
screaming.
years. It's not.
Please pick us up, Gadrin.
It's like, well, you're in luck. I'm not far. I can probably be there to pick you up in a matter of a matter of days.
In a
Sit
matter
tight.
of years.
And that is all you hear. And you know from your previous experience that he can sort of lock on to your sending stone and basically shoot over right to you. The three of you and your new friend, she begins to question you. Alessandra's
Great.
like, are
I'm
we?
glad we have a new friend.
She's like, well, it's like, where are we going now? Like, are we going to find my husband? It's like, please. It's like he's probably in Port Nyanzaru or somewhere.
You know what? We'll drop you off. I'm sorry. I would really like to go home now. I don't think I could help you.
She's, oh, okay. Thank you very much for freeing me, though.
You're welcome.
Yeah. During your few days, you take Alessandra and you hunker down in the place in the sort of the place in Western Omu, where you spent your basically the camp you had made with Artis and Dragonbait, the one that they had showed you. You spend your time there, kind of just keeping out of sight. Once you've healed up and feel back to your full strength, you send a message to the Yuan Ti
Yeah, I was gonna just yell out,
about
and we require a meeting.
you end up arranging a meet. Razni C does not show. Instead, the female
Fenthaza?
Fenthaza, the female oracle, shows up instead. Right. And she says, it is you. It's like, I am now the leader of the Yuan Ti. I have overthrown Razni C. He grew weak, and I took my place by casting him aside.
I'm so proud of you. I'm sure Dendar would be very happy to hear this. Can we get our friend back?
She tells you, it's like, the Chultan woman that you were promised. She's still alive. But I require recompense.
What the fuck else do you want?
Says, I hear that you have been traipsing around in the tomb of the 9 gods.
Oh, is it that obvious?
She tells you there's something in there that I require.
You can go get it.
Too bad!
I'm gonna hold up my rapier and say, the time for deals is gone. Give us Azaka now.
Well, she doesn't have Azaka with her. You'd have to
I know. I'm just telling her to give Azaka now.
She doesn't. Her and her 10 Yuan Ti bodyguards don't seem particularly frightened of you. She just kind of chortles at your threat. She tells you that she wants.
Oh, it's been days at this point, right? Since we left.
It's been probably a day or two.
Okay.
Basically, you waited until you had regained your strength and that. She tells you that she wants the black opal crown, and she will trade it for your friend's life.
Fine. Yours. Go ahead, take it.
Micro.
Take
I'll hand it to her.
You just kind of pull it out of your bag and throw it at her, and it's like she's like,
Okay, hits her head.
She's like,
Yeah.
I was
Supposed to get
not...
the prisoner here first, so that you can trade and not,
I'm done.
What if I didn't pick that up?
If you didn't pick it up, somebody's husband would still be here, but,
Yeah. Someone's
Well, then we wouldn't be getting this.
Not
lady.
necessarily, because you still would have had to find a way out of that room. Crowned or
No,
not.
no.
they
The doors
didn't lock
closed when
till
we
we
touched
picked
it.
up.
Yep.
Oh, that's right.
Listen.
So she takes
It's
it,
been a
and
long week.
she seems kind of shocked that you just had it and just gave it to her so easily.
I'm smiling at her.
She's like, I don't know what to say or do here. This is unexpected.
How about how about you bring us our friend?
Oh, it's unexpected. So you expected us to go all the way back to go get it?
She's like, well, I was more expecting
Yeah.
that you'd put up a fight, and then you would kill us, or we would kill you. But
You
no,
would
this works.
Would you like to fight?
I would just send sick. I'll kill all of us. I will launch so many fireballs, it would destroy this place. Just take it.
So she,
Give
you
thing.
see her sort of like beckon over one of the sort of like the yuan-ti that basically are like top half snake, bottom half man, like the snake-headed ones, and she's like, "Go fetch the Chilton woman, bring her here." And
I hope you're not.
she just kind of
racist
like
and you
looks
can
at
tell
the crown,
difference.
and she kind of looks at you guys, and she just holds it up triumphantly. She's like, "I have done it! I have collected
Good
the
for
black.
fucking you.
With this, we will free Dendar the Night Serpent."
Huh?
Good for you.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll go over well.
And then
Uh-huh.
like her
She
and the
and
rest of
Sarah
the
can have
yuan-ti
fun.
just disperse and just leave. After about 20-30 minutes, one of the another like the yuan-ti Malazan that she had sent away, he comes back with like Azaka in tow, and Azaka looks rough. Like
I'm gonna
she looks like
put some
she's
healing on her.
barely able to stand under her own weight. Like it looks like he's like had her by the arm in like a death grip, and that was probably to carry her mostly. But she looks like she's been beaten up and tortured for who knows how long.
Came back
Probably
for
as
you.
long as the last time you'd seen her.
Before the Malazan leaves, I want to tell the Malazan, hey, you know that crown is not magical.
He
I
just
don't
kind
know
of
if
looks
you want
at.
to tell your boss that because she'll probably kill you, but have fun.
He just kind of looks at you and shrugs, and he says, "Like, pal, I just work here."
It's a living.
He just kind of gives you a wave.
Give him a very agreeing nod. Just
Yeah, he kind of nods back,
Fist
and he
bump the snake man, you know.
he nods back and continues off on his way.
Once
Is Cass a
once
girl
we
again yet? By the
I
way.
could fix
Yeah,
that.
somebody in chat brings up a good point. Yeah, Dusty, you don't feel nearly as strong as you did inside the tomb.
you know, it's. I mean,
You feel back to your more
men-
frail self.
mentally, I do.
Yeah.
Like mentally, I feel like nothing's changed.
You see?
Yeah.
But physically, like I'll notice whenever something goes down.
So, you
Once we
spend.
get back to whatever resting spot we're at, I'm gonna put some healing into Azaka and patch her up,
So,
whatnot.
Azaka thanks you for freeing her. You patch her up. You spend the next few days kind of hunkered down, just only leaving sort of when you need to go, like catch some food, get some water. You spend the next few days waiting. Azaka basically tells you that she's grateful that you came back for her, but she's just like, don't take this the wrong way. I wish I'd never let you hire me.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
I should have stayed in Port Nyanzaru.
Oh, we could drop you off
But she
before
does.
we go home.
She does seem eternally grateful that you had freed her from the snake people.
Yeah,
I
I'm
know.
assuming you guys give her the mask back as well.
I know
Well,
it's-
I mean, it's kind of
Bloody, whatever. You guys
Yeah,
clean it. You
the
can give it
mask.
to her.
The mask looks like it's kind of beyond repair.
sorry about those.
I know it's probably not much, but you helping us did save countless souls. So
It's like, well, that's something. Do I get compensation for that?
Not
Like,
not everyone.
she just sort of just looks at you like,
I'm sure we
the
can
fingers
Give
thing means the taxes.
her, I'm sure we can give her a bunch of gold.
Well, don't forget you gotta also set a bunch of it aside because you gotta give like half of it to Order the Gauntlet.
We're not going there,
Then why did you get the thing in the first place?
Because we
so
thought
that we could pass it off to anybody that we've seen.
So, okay, actually, I should be doing this. So,
So yeah,
Yeah, can we be not in the tomb?
yeah, I just want to see Omu again.
I guess
Just seeing it is enough.
I'm gonna give her 150 gold.
she's like, all right. All right. Like, you
I don't
can
know if
tell
that's
that she thinks that's kind of an insult, but she's also not.
I'm Kyle.
So, she's kind of like, all right, okay.
Just give her. What? How much platinum do we have?
Well, we have most of the gold that we started with. Really.
We have a lot. I'll give her 3 of my platinum.
So, after you spend a few days hunkered down in Omu, keeping your heads low, staying away from snake people, you eventually hear the familiar sounds of an airship sort of hovering over the town. and you kind of go outside, and you see the familiar look of the... God, I don't even remember what it's called.
Gleaming Endeavor.
The Gleaming Endeavor. See, everybody remembers my... I can't even remember my own bloody campaign. So the Gleaming Endeavor just sort of hovers overhead. Gundren kind of kicks you down a rope ladder for you all to climb up. You see, like, the head of a fairy dragon, kind of like little mini dragon fairy thing, kind of just poking over the thing. Just, like, staring at you.
Once we get up there, can I put my little lizard buddy down on the deck?
Yep.
Oh, what happened to the dolls when I dissolved?
They were left behind. Actually,
I would have picked them up then.
Throughout the few days, while you're there, the dolls basically ask for you to set them free. They seem to understand that what you have done, and that, like, their souls, if their souls were ripped free of these containers, would be able to sort of go on to the afterlife now. That they're not basically trapped in these things.
Okay.
So they ask you to kill them.
If that's what
They
you
don't
want.
really put it that way. They basically just ask you to destroy their container. They seem to understand. You were able to tell from Jafar and, like, your time spent with them that they don't really feel pain. That they're just, like, little dolls that are people inside, essentially. So if you were to just, like, throw them in a fire and burn them away, they would not be hurt by it. They're just, once the forms broke down, their souls would be let free. Or you can keep them.
I'll
It's up to you.
let him go. Thank him for helping us. And destroy their containers, I guess.
So, once
Say hi
Gundren
to Jafar.
picks you up, and he's like, I never expected to see the four of you. Are you missing one?
Well, technically there's 5 now. But we've gained.
We need to stop at Port 9 Zaru. If that's doable.
He's like, it's kind of on the way. I was like, what happened to the plucky paladin?
It's been a long 2 months, Katrin. I'd like to just go home. Maybe we could talk about this some other time.
So he's like, I understand. He sort of, like, takes off his little weird hat that he's wearing, and he kind of sort of, like, holds it and kind of, like, bows his head for, like, a moment of silence. So he putters off with the ship. It takes about a day to get to Port 9 Zaru. He kind of pulls it into the docks there. Azaka and Alessandra sort of head on their way. They thank you once. They thank you once again for saving them. And, you know, you kind of hear as they walk away her asking, like, Azaka, it's like, perhaps you could help me find my husband. His name is Artis Simber. Like, I believe he's probably somewhere here looking for me.
Azaka never met artists, so...
That is true. She
Nope.
never met Artis.
She never met Artis. So, you guys, you take off on the ship. You spend...
Dump some gold over the side.
Gadrin basically gives you a
As
whole...
far as Ghost tells you.
a breakdown on, like, he's like, well, you're in luck. It won't take us quite so long to get back as it did to get there. The ship has had quite a few many upgrades thanks to Amon in the time that you've been gone. The world's, well, it's been in better shape. The last few months have not been the greatest of times.
You don't say.
He says, as over the next couple of weeks, it takes you a 10-day to get back to Neverwinter. Wacky, are you going to use your Greater Restoration to sort of dissolve back some of the things that happened to you guys in the tomb?
Yeah, over the next few days. I can only do it once a day, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to fix everything.
You
that went
can
wrong with
basically turn back. You can use that to turn back the clock and regain the 10 years that each of you lost to the clock.
I'm gonna start with Dusty then.
Just in case.
I probably need it the fastest.
You also are able to change Cass back into a girl if he/she so chooses.
You want this?
Probably.
Okay, I will do that.
Yep.
I only got half that message, but probably.
Do you want to be a girl again?
Yeah, like I said, I got half the message.
Yeah, just over the next few days, fix everything.
What the hell? I had a thing of... I had a map of friggin... No, that's the Endeavor. Well, fine. We're just gonna leave it on the picture of the Endeavor.
Zephic, don't tell me the Izaltech is also non-magical.
It all seems to
They're-
be non-magical.
They're all non-magical. It's worthless. You could go sell them off in Neverwinter and get a
You don't
shit ton of
know.
gold.
You don't know if they once possessed magic, or like their
It's just
magic has
rumors.
just been lost, or if it was just legend.
Can
But-
you please take us out of the tomb?
If you're not in the tomb.
Like,
You haven't changed
Take
the
us-
map
Oh,
yet.
Off the
well,
map.
I've been changing it for everybody else.
please.
Watching the stream.
Oh yeah, no,
Thank you.
Okay,
stream,
there
the
you go.
stream's gotten way better backgrounds. Like I was,
Yeah,
was
no,
in
we've
Chult,
been
I was.
staring at a black screen.
Oh, I
I got
haven't
some
I haven't
upgrades.
had to
Cool.
change the
Don't say.
players thing in an awfully long time, so I'd almost forgotten how. So
That's a long sphere.
as you got, like, I'm actually trying to find a map, but whatever, this will do. As you continue your way back, you leave Chult, and you kind of get out over the water, and then you start going over the sort of the southern areas, like Kalimshan, and
Yeah, that's
sort
where
of,
Jafar was from.
and some of the southern parts of western Faerun, kind of like over in the Green Nest area and and all that. And you notice fires burning. You see cities razed to the ground. Like the large port of Kalimshan seems to be just torn asunder. Like there's almost nothing left of it. And the fires and sort of the breadth of war seems to have torn apart sort of a lot of the southern parts of western Faerun. Gadrin tells you as you make your way north, he's like, not long after I dropped you off in Chult, the Githyanki began invading. The Githyanki, along with the Shadow Kai and others from the Shadow Realm. It was quiet at first. Most of the cities that fell in the early week or two of their invasion we didn't even hear about until they were long destroyed. We have been fighting off the Githyanki for months. Most of the realm has been fighting back, and we've kind of held them at about the equator of the continent. They have taken most of the southwest of Faerun and most of the southeast. The Thanes seem to be holding them off for now, as is probably no surprise to anyone. But they have pushed almost as far as Baldur's Gate, and Baldur's Gate has become sort of the newest battleground, where the war has been in full swing for weeks. Eventually you sort of get past the war-torn areas and the scenes of battles that kind of play out both like far, far below you. And you get to more familiar areas where you pass over Waterdeep. And eventually you see the Jewel of the North, Neverwinter, and the ship. The ship kind of pulls into dock. And he's like, I know it's been a long time on the ship, but there's probably a few others that would like to see you and say a few words. So he kind of ushers you guys off the boat straight to Castle Never. And you enter in. You are brought into a large, almost audience chamber that seems to have been converted into like a makeshift war room. A massive table, 30, 40 feet long and probably 20 feet wide, with a massive map of the Sword Coast spread upon it. And surrounding this table are many familiar faces. You see Ramalia Haventree, you see Dakar, your Githzerai that you saved. You see... why can't I remember anybody's bloody name?
If I see Belgard, I'm gonna say,
Yeah,
sorry, we came back.
You see Belgard, who kind of like sees you, the three of you walk in, and kind of smiles and gives you like a very sort of honorable nod, almost like it's like, hey, you guys did good. You see,
Or would have given him a middle finger.
you see a very beautiful sort of middle-aged woman with like long silvery hair who seems to be standing next to the King of Neverwinter, Orn Than. You see sort of a shorter, gruffer man with a big beard, big heavy-set guy with just one arm, who's got a big fist symbol like on his armor. You see a sort of another group that are kind of hanging off to the side. There's like this large hulking dragonborn, and he's sort of like hanging out beside this big barbarian that's got this massive scar in like the center of his chest, or big orc barbarian. You also see a young-looking tiefling woman standing beside a paladin, a human paladin who's just kind of got like his head down on the table, like looking like he wants to be like probably anywhere in the world other than this room. And as you kind of enter this large crowd of 20, 30 people that look like they're from sort of all walks of life and all sort of importance, all kind of just stop, and they all sort of give you like a round of applause as you stride in. The King Orn Than kind of strides over and just kind of grabs each of you by the hand in turn, shakes your hand, says, "I've heard a lot about you from Belgard. You did good. From what I hear, you were the ones that stopped this Soulmonger, this death curse. You have no idea, like, how grateful us and the rest of Toril is for what you've done. But this realm is far from saved. Like, there's much more that needs to be done to save this place. You may have, stopped the Soulmonger and saved death itself. But now the real fight for this realm is only beginning. And that is where our campaign will end. In a war-torn Toril fighting back the stems of the Githyanki invasion.
That is literally the most fitting way this campaign could end.
There's the paladin.
Yeah. That's pretty much what he was doing. How'd you know? How did you know? So, I would like to thank...
Was Cleric not there? The cleric wasn't there?
Didn't seem to be. Might have been hanging out with the other clerics, and there's all kinds of people there.
Hanging out with his senpai, Desmond.
So, I would like to thank everybody who's kind of stuck with this campaign in bits and pieces, whether you're watching on the archives on YouTube, whether you're watching on the Twitch streams. I would like to thank you guys for playing and sticking around for the last 2 years. No, I don't even know if it's been. I don't know if it's been quite that long. It's been a while.
It's been a year.
I think it's been a year.
I think.
So, not quite the sprawling epic that the Tyranny of Dragons was, but you survived the Tomb of Annihilation, which very few people,
Most of us.
very few people and very few groups have done. So you should be happy with that. And most of you. The spirit of Jafar is off somewhere. He might be able to
Hanging
pull
out
out
with
a...
my dolls. Hanging out with my dolls.
Yep. Well, they're not dolls anymore. They'd be 3 children. You
Hanging out with
and your
my children.
new children. When Mwaxanari dies, she'll join you too.
No, she won't.
So, I would like to thank everybody. As for D&D nights, this is going to be sort of the end of Monday Night D&D for a little bit. I will be back sooner or later with another campaign of maybe in the next couple months or something like that. We'll see. You can follow me on Twitter at Zepic. Everything, all my stuff is Zepic. It's real easy. I made it as easy as possible. And if anything happens with starting up a new campaign, I'll announce it there. In the meantime, I will try to actually start using this Twitch channel to stream some games and other stuff, possibly. I've been meaning to do that for weeks, but I am really lazy. But now I don't really have an excuse because I don't have D&D to run on Mondays, so If I don't do something, this channel's just gonna stagnate into nothing. So
Stream Monster Prom.
Yeah, everybody should play Monster.
I would stream some God of War, but I finished it. Might stream some Warframe though. I need to get back into Warframe.
God of Warframe.
God of Warframe. So once again, I would like to thank everybody for coming out, everybody for playing.
Tomb with the Nine Gods of Warframe.
Tomb of the Nine Gods. This chapter of D&D is over, but another one will start soon. Hopefully, we will see you there.
Peace out.
That is the
chat.
wrong screen. I fucked it all up. Oh my god.
That's a fitting end.
Man, I quit. Twitch is done. I quit.